And apparently, oh, there we go. And apparently, we are live. There's Coffee Madness, Johnny Future, Robert, Atomic, and Atomic.
Atomic
Jay,
Fitness.
Jay Ermy,
Hey, Jay.
cool Lobo shirt. Thank you. Yes, that was a dealer promo shirt from way back in the early '90s when Lobo got his first independent comic. Stone Sour, Gamesh,
William
William Randall,
Randall. Hey, William.
and today
Please hit the like button.
we got our denim.
Yeah.
Going full on denim today. This is more than just full on denim.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually my original personal guest jacket, acid wash guest jacket from the 80s
I remember
that I still
Guess.
that I still have. I still have it. You remember that look? It still fits.
Oh, man.
This is the one that I used to wear when I was a hell-raising 15-year-old.
Does the Guess still make clothes?
Do
Are
they
they still a
still?
store or relevant or
I
whatever?
don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I used to have one. Denim Bros, Kaiser Kaiju, Hank. Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Thanks for
Hank.
joining us. And of course, this is her WW. This is actually an official WWF jacket, and she just
Yeah,
attaches
I put patches on it.
to it.
So I go on eBay and everywhere else and I find patches and I just sew the patches on. So I'm trying to find some bands.
More patches,
Yeah,
vintage style
vintage
patches,
patches. Any patch, as long as it's not vulgar or got some kind of
except
sexy.
for the Masters
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Universe ones, because the Masters patches were gifts from Rollo, who
Yeah.
sent it to our P.O. box. He's
Hey, Thor and John. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for
And
joining
Kaiser.
us. Thanks for joining us this evening. Announcements this evening. Who has seen this? Nichelle Nichols just died.
Yeah, it was
She just died.
when we were preparing to come down here, I
Mhm.
was on the internet and I saw that they made the announcement she just died. I think it said she's 89.
Is
She's
she 89?
89, yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a rough road for the last
Mhm.
few years because she got scammed.
Yeah.
And they were saying actually that she was running around doing the autograph circuit hard. That if you got an autograph from her, and I think it was the last 3 or 4 years, she didn't see a dime of that money.
Mm.
Her family's been suing everybody trying to get her estate back. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, she just passed apparently.
Yeah.
So almost no one left from the original for the legacy Star Trek crew, I
You
should
got
say.
LeVar Burton and the guy
That
Shatner.
well, Shatner, yes. LeVar Burton is from Next Generation, but the original
Oh.
'60s
Mhm.
show, there's almost nobody
Yeah.
left.
Oh, wow.
I'm reloading is here. Couples goal right here. I love you guys. Thank
Iliac.
you. Yeah,
Illmatic. Sorry. I
Illmatic.
get Iliac.
John McDuncan. Yeah, back in the '80s with the jackets. That's right. My personal jacket from.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
jacket.
You know what this meant back in the day?
You're supposed to flip your collar up like that.
That's right.
Oh, God.
Let's see if I have anything
It's starting already.
bad in the pockets. One pocket for gum, the other for condoms. No.
Oh, my God.
That was the original Guest commercial. Where
Really?
not that, but he would it was it Guess or Levi's, and he was like, you know what this pocket is for. You know how you have this little pocket, which actually is supposed to be for a pocket watch. The original design of this is your pocket watch goes in here and your fob goes on the belt loop.
Oh, okay.
But he'd like stuff a condom in his pocket in the commercial, and then he'd go out and he'd be in the bushes and some girl jump out of a window.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, thug life, Kaiser. Don't chew the wrong one. Indeed. Yeah. Hank says he loves the original series and Next Generation. Yeah. But yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, there's almost nobody left from the
Did you
original
say, hey, the
series.
wheels of chaotic doom?
No, I did not.
Hey.
Thank you for good
morning
from a cold and windy day here in Sydney.
Yeah, it's winter.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, it's winter in Australia.
Shatner's 91, William says.
No, I thought he was older than that.
Well, that's why he's not afraid to say to talk about the current Star Trek. As you saw him at SDCC, they tried to give him crap for it, but he was old to listen. And they asked him what thoughts about the modern Star Trek, and he said it's garbage, pretty much. He was like, it doesn't hold a candle to the original Star Trek, and that if Gene Roddenberry is probably rolling over in his grave at what they're doing with Star Trek, and everybody's like, but yeah, he's 91 and he's lived it, and you can say what you want about William Shatner, but I mean, he is part of the original run, and he's like, hey, nobody knew Gene better than I do, or I did, and he was innovative with a lot of the stuff that he did, but there were limits.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Babylon 5.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Wheels of Chaotic Doom, Babylon 5. A lot of the cast is gone. That's true.
Grundy
is here. Happy Sunday. Star Trek hasn't been good since Enterprise. Yeah, and people panned Enterprise, but I actually kind of liked it, and it was the only one with actual words in the theme song. But I liked Enterprise.
That's the one with Whoopi Goldberg, right?
No, that is Next Generation. And you rarely saw her. She was in like 1 out of every 10 episodes, and she was in the bar.
Oh yeah. I seen like one episode of Star Trek that I can remember when they were on some planet and they were playing music and singing. They had like the hippies on there.
That's the original Star Trek. Yeah. And they were making fun of that whole movement. And the guy was playing the wheel from a bicycle. The instrument, they improvised it with the spokes out of a bicycle.
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah, but I didn't care for the show. I've seen, when it was on, and I remember not liking it or even paying attention.
You know what's surprisingly good, and Paramount won't recognize it, is the Saturday morning cartoon show based on the original Star Trek.
Oh, it's
all of the original voice actors except for who was it? The guy who played Chekhov wasn't. Thank you, Coffee Madness. He says he loves the jacket. But he that show, which I think aired in 1974, and the Mego action figures are actually based on the show, not on the cartoon, not the live action. But the plots, even though it was a half-hour production, the plots were pretty solid. A lot of those 70s cartoons, they don't get the credit they deserve. Saturday morning, they're pretty sophisticated. We're watching the 78 Flash Gordon now.
Yeah.
1978 Flash Gordon Saturday morning cartoon. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's the whole series is one continuous running story. The animation is stellar. The fantastic animation, especially for a Saturday morning production.
And the dialogue is good.
Yeah, the dialogue is really good. They don't pull any punches. Guards and soldiers are actually killed on the show.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
And they got half naked women.
Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like they use rotoscope for the animation, and that's where you film actors, and then they have the art department draw over it so that the motion looks good. The continuity is almost seamless. I was like, wow, this is a great production. And it's interesting to look at the history of cartoons and how they progressed and how they went from something like that to what we got now.
Yeah.
Whoopi, she might have appeared in 1 or 2 episodes of Deep Space Nine. I don't remember. I did watch all of Deep Space Nine though.
Oh yeah.
Custom God said Frank Zappa played a bicycle wheel. Wouldn't surprise me. And Jay liked DS9. He said it may have been his favorite, even though that was a progenitor to a lot of modern complaints. Progenitor, sorry. Yeah, the thing that made Deep Space Nine work was, even though it was standalone episodes, which is exactly what Next Generation and the original Star Trek were, it had a continuing storyline. So from the first episode to the last one, it all builds in one plot. Same thing with Voyager. They worked it that way.
They go resting. I don't know. One of them.
Somebody's
cats.
Meowing.
But they'll be all right. We got them separated so that they don't fight and get into it like they did the last time.
Uncle is down here, and he's one of the strays from outside who likes to hang out.
But he likes to get in the fights too. So.
And we let him hang out, but Miss Kitty, the big cat, doesn't like him.
No, and she always want to fight. He want to be friends.
Yeah.
But then he plays with the kittens, but he play too rough.
He's way too rough because he's a big, heavy cat.
Yeah, he weighed like 50 pounds.
Yeah, Coffee says Flash Gordon is fantastic. Come here.
Yeah, it is a really good cartoon, and What else are we started
See?
something else new. Oh,
See
the
how he's been fighting? Look at that. He came in like this though, and he had a bad limp too, but he's all right now. But he's been hanging around with us for a few days. It's all right, buddy. Anyway.
Yeah, we're watching the Planet of the Apes TV show.
Oh, the live action Planet of the
Hey,
Apes.
Robert. Yeah, Kenny Reston Last Stand is here.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Make sure you hit the like button. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. We're still watching our shows. We got our weekly shows that we're watching. Fractured, what's that? Fractured Fat. What does that say? I can't see it.
Where are you?
Here. And Punisher X is here.
Fractured Fat.
Oh, Fat.
Okay.
Hey guys.
And Screw Your Feelings. He said some of them are better than anything today in American cartoons. It's like Hollywood is scared to make good action cartoons unless it has their and they force a message into everything, and people don't want that.
No,
people don't want that.
And we said it before. The thing that really offends me is when, okay, they have an agenda that they want to push. Okay, whatever. But why do you have to pull a known show or character or franchise and then change it all around just to force your agenda? Make a new cartoon, a new TV show, a new comic book, a new whatever with the characters that you want and put your agenda in it. Don't take something that already exists and totally change it around.
Because they know it won't work. Nobody will watch it. And they figure if we can hook into this franchise, they'll at least, what are you doing? They'll at least watch that. But they're killing the franchises. And it just happened to Predator.
Yeah, that's going straight to Hulu. It's not even going to the movie theater.
They won't authorize it for the movie theaters. They said it's not going to make any money because nobody wants to see it. It got panned, and it's like, but it's very quote unquote woke, and so people don't want to see that. What do you want to do?
No, and when are they gonna? Well, they already know it, and every time somebody complains about it, they call you sexist or racist or this and that. They throw some kind of name on you to shame you, but who's really being shamed? They're not making the money they thought they were going to make. So
until they lose enough, this is how it's going to go.
Yeah, and now DC's doing it with their animated stuff because I saw the trailers for the Harley Quinn.
Oh, jeez, the cartoon.
Yeah, on HBO Max, and I like the Batman animated stuff. I've been watching that, and but now they have a new one with Harley Quinn, and it just looks disgusting. Hello, Master Magnetism. It just looks disgusting. So it's like, I wouldn't buy the DVD. I don't have HBO Max anyway, but I usually buy the DVD, but I won't. So what's this week's nostalgic topic?
I don't know. Do we have a topic?
I don't know. We didn't think about anything to talk about.
Because usually we just kind of wing it.
Yeah, we just kind of get on and talk, and we just see how it goes, and we just move down there.
Gilgamesh says the Harley cartoon is horrible. And there's rumors that they're going to have like a sex scene with Bruce Wayne coming up, and everybody's like, "Oh, do you really need to go there?" No, they don't, but they will.
No, and again, we've been watching the animated series from the animated cartoon movies or whatever from the 90s on up to the present, and they've been pretty good. No agendas, no nothing. They've been pretty good. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I can do this. But now I saw the thing for that, and it's like, hey, Max Mueller and Patrick.
So people were saying that Enterprise is underrated. I thought so because it closed a lot of doors. There was a lot of things that happened throughout all of the series that never got answers. Like, why did you change the way the Klingons looked and things like that? And they explained it in Enterprise. So that's why I appreciated it.
The Krull.
The Glaive of Krull.
Okay.
That was a good movie. Liam Neeson died in it.
Oh, did he?
But you see how friendly this is. This is a stray. Who takes these animals and leaves them out in the woods like that and abandons them? That's how you end up with them.
Yeah. But Gilgamesh said that Bruce ended up naked in one of the comics a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Max Mueller was saying our thoughts on Vince McMahon stepping down from WWE. will the product be watchable again without his?
Was it watchable? I mean,
it was watchable up until
mid-90s.
Yeah.
From our perspective,
I can remember when I stopped watching it, when Stephanie McMahon slapped her mother on one of the episodes. Because they had this little fight where she was rebelling about with her mom and dad, and then they brought mom out, and she went on and slapped the mom. And I knew then that it was all fake, it's all for show. But for me, that was just too much. It gave the wrong message, I thought, and I just didn't want to see it, and I stopped watching it. And I watched a little bit on and off here and there if I was home visiting my parents, because my dad and brother would watch it all the time. I would watch it. And then I went away for a while, and I came back, and they were watching, and I'm like, oh my God, this is nothing like what I used to watch. And I knew then, I was like,
Yeah, and what killed it for me was when they got Jay Leno involved. When Jay Leno was wrestling, fighting against Hulk Hogan in the tag team match, and he had his fat self in like 18 layers of sweatpants or sweatshirt, so you couldn't see how flabby he was, and he had the chin bomb or something that he would knock people out with his chin.
Oh,
and I was just like, this is garbage. What the hell are you people doing? I know that was WCW, but same difference.
Master Magnetism says he's thinking about backing the HasLab his tank.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's
two.
With all the figures that are being added to it, it's not a bad price. It's not a bad price, really. A lot of people panned it because, $300 for his tank, wah, wah, wah. And it's like, whatever, man. First, HasLab did it right this time. People are interested.
Yeah.
People are interested.
Hank says Prey went straight to Hulu because of Predator, done by Shane Black and AVP both were box office bombs. Yeah.
Yeah. And this will be no better, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And there's Occam's Razor.
Yeah.
What is your and LPH's thoughts on the Rob Liefeld post you made? Oh, yeah, I know. I don't think she saw that.
What?
Rob Liefeld was complaining about. I did tell you though. I put that on the Facebook page. Rob Liefeld complaining about the kind of people that he has to work with. Younger generation people, disrespectful and whiny and whatever. But at the same time, wasn't he kind of like that when he first got started with Marvel? And people gave him a real hard time because he couldn't draw feet or eyes, and super exaggerated styles because all of his people, the women, are like super tall, and the male bodies are like super deformed, muscular, weird looking. And so he considered himself to be kind of the wild one at that time. So I don't know.
So we got Eric Reese. I saw Logic Blaster. He had something. Oh, he was saying, "Hey,
and if we miss your comment,
yeah,
we're not ignoring you."
And Stone Sour was going to watch Prey. Robert Online is going to watch Prey. Johnny says Batman Damned. That's a comic book, I think. Yeah,
I believe it is. And and back on McMahon.
Oh yeah, Vince McMahon. Yeah, I think that franchise is going to start dying down. I mean, I know he's supposed to be leaving it to Stephanie and the son. I can't remember the son name, but I don't know. I mean, our people. Go ahead.
I don't think it was that great anyway. The modern stuff.
Yeah.
Ever since, really, what killed it for me is when they stopped pretending that it was real, and now that you just know it's all fake. Period. They don't hide it at all. Because even though you knew it was staged, the fact that they would resist telling you, it gave it that charm. It gave it a certain charm. Who are you waving to?
I'm waving
Ghost
at
Junk.
Yeah, and Lou just walked in.
My Meagle thanks.
I think also what killed it, why they start exposing
that it was scripted now.
Well, I think why they started exposing that it was fake is when that boy killed that little girl some years back.
I remember that.
They had I think the boy was like 9 or 10.
He was a big old
big fat thing.
Yeah.
And they were watching an episode of WWE or F or whatever. And after it went off, he started doing the wrestling moves on this little girl. I think she was like 4 or 5 and killed her.
Yeah, it's an accident, but you know.
Yeah, it was an accident, but he was mimicking the moves that he saw on TV, but he was really doing it.
Yeah.
And the little girl died. And I think it was after that they really started like, okay, look, these kids, you know, adults know, or you get a little older, you kind of know, okay, this ain't real, but it's still fun to watch.
And they were serious about not revealing anything. And I've read Hulk Hogan's book where he was talking about being with the Samoans. I think it was the Samoans, and getting arrested in Florida. He got pulled over in Florida, and there was a gun in the glove box. And so they got arrested, and he's sitting in jail. And they wouldn't get out of character. They would not speak English at all. And he was like, and they could speak fluent English, but, you know, they're just sitting there, and pretending, because they were under orders, all of them, never be out of character, no matter where you are, period. And so he's on the phone with WWF going, please come down here and get us out of here. and like, you know, they would not break character. The shoots were all winged. They didn't script that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, when they would get out there and spit on the mic, Macho
Man was the best.
Like that. Yeah, Macho Man and whatever. They were just making it up off the top of their head. Now everything is scripted. It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But
well, they don't even do that anymore. The promo spots, I don't think. They do it. I don't know. I know they do that kind of stuff in the ring.
Oh, Robert's having trouble with his phone.
Oh, okay. I know they do that stuff like in the ring, but before they got with what Mean Gene, and they talked about each other or the upcoming match or the match that just happened, and they did all of this and that, and that was fun to watch. Now they got this, I don't know, this like soap opera going on and this and that, and nobody wants to see that mess.
Yeah, but especially in who is surprised? Oh, wow, Vince McMahon is doing shady stuff behind closed doors. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Who's surprised by that anyway? But he's caught. Yeah. And now there's millions that are misappropriated and stuff like that going on. So, you know, but they'll find a way to spin it. You know, never let a good crisis go to waste. And yeah, a lot of people are still talking about it. Yeah, Logic Blaster. It's very sad about Nichelle Nichols, especially like I was saying earlier, with the fact that she'd been scammed, she'd been hustled, and so she was practically broke, and her family's been suing, trying to get her estate returned. But it's unfortunate. And it's Paul H.
Paul H. Hey, and Stone Sour said he heard that Fox might buy it. I don't know if they sell it. Like I said, I know the Son and Stephanie were the way that storyline was. They were groomed to take it over. But I mean, is there still really a market? I mean, I know they still got wrestlers, and I guess they do still have a big following. I don't know, because I really don't follow it. I don't even know who the new people are.
Yeah, we're not familiar at all.
And I haven't watched it,
but it's changed a lot.
Years. So I really don't know.
We're more interested in like the golden era of wrestling, which would be from like say 75 to 95. 20-year pocket.
Yeah. That's when I think
that's
it was
that
good.
Sweet spot.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Well, let's see. Occam said, have you noticed vintage and even modern toy prices are dropping, especially in auctions? People are saying it's due to the recession and lack of money now that blank is kind of over. I don't think I can say the word out loud.
Oh, we say it all the time.
Do we?
Yeah, I do.
The virus scare.
Whatever.
I think a lot of the modern stuff is dropping because people are sick of it. It's
well,
too
not
much.
that. I think people finally like, look, if I can't find it where it's supposed to be, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah.
I think people are really starting to get on that bandwagon. Like, I'm not. But the vintage stuff, it does, because it does look like people are giving you a little more wiggle room when you put out an offer.
But then it's mid-year too, and you usually see a dip right towards the end of the summer, if you can. I know you can't look at eBay more than 2 months back, but you usually see a lull. But then it picks up again as you get closer to the holiday season.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, I guess people like, oh, it's Christmas. They want this for somebody. I'm gonna capitalize.
Yeah, and that's when people will really start jumping on it.
Okay.
Or the prices will slip back up again.
I hope it does.
Reston says Vegas finally has an amazing Comic-Con coming up in September. Jim Starlin, Peter David, Garth Ennis. Hopefully I can find some great books. Oh, hope so. Well, maybe you can.
Did you hear the new MCU X-Men movie will be called They're fighting at the door. I mean, the door is closed. You can't fight through the door.
He can open that though. Stupid and then they'll all come down here.
I don't know. I brought him down here to try and keep him away from fighting, and they still fighting.
Under the door, there's like a little space, and they can see.
Yeah, and they can put their little paw under there, and then they swing out at each other and do all kind of weird stuff. Crazy cats.
Yeah, Eric says he's enjoyed vintage toy hunting over the modern for some time now. Yeah, I prefer that. You can see, we have some new stuff, but I always default to vintage. I prefer the older stuff. And I think it's easier, even though it can be more expensive and harder to track down. At least you can kind of justify the price. And
I don't know.
There's not because if depending upon rarity and scarcity, how
but
hard
some people get ridiculous with those prices now. Because I saw something today on Macari. This person had some strawberry shortcakes. They were in the box, but they were open. And they wanted like $150. And the box was all beat to death. The window was gone. Points was cut out. The top was ripped. And they were like just put back in the box. And it's like, why would you even ask that much for that? You know what I mean?
Because they think they can. No, I mean if it's like a fair value.
Oh.
I don't mind a higher price. Also, keep in mind that eBay, and it's not eBay's fault, actually, if you can believe that, but the new tax laws.
Yeah.
eBay went from a cap of 20,000 before you got a W-2 to $600 in one season because of the new tax laws. So a lot of those mom and pop operators, they're out. They're backing off from eBay.
Not only that, but yeah, the mom and pop people that just got some stuff. I got 5-6 things I want to just sell, get it out of the way. They don't want to go on, and I think that's probably too why they're lowering the price so they can just get rid of it. It's like I got this. I just want to get it out of here.
And then they got taxes and then fees, and then they're going to get taxed again because they're going to get a W-2, and then they can't even write it off because a lot of the stuff that they had, they can't prove what they paid for it.
No, especially if it's 40 years old.
Listen to that,
a 40-year-old toy.
Yeah,
sure. And then now, I bought something on Mondo. They putting 2 taxes on there. The state tax and your county tax.
Yeah.
And they used to only do that at grocery stores and Walmart.
They're dialing it in even more tightly. And people are paying taxes on international purchases. It's does that work? How does that work? How can you tax what I purchased that's being shipped from another country?
Who's that? Tracker? What's this word? I can't even see today. Trexler.
Do you think the vintage toys will hold their value with the new generation as they get older? Will they care like we do? Not all of them.
No, we actually did a video talking about that.
Yeah, some of it will, retain value because of historical purposes. Vintage wise, the modern stuff, I think the modern stuff's all screwed in the future, because if you're going to go back and get something, if you're interested in, say, 100 years from now, of Star Wars, anyone knows what it is. If they're interested in that, they're going to want the original stuff. Not the 19th version, or Masters of the Universe, not the 35th version.
Yeah, they
want the original ones. So they might retain their value, maybe not as much as they are now, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. And then, but the thing that is said, and I thought about it, but then it's like with the comics books, who would buy it, or cartoons?
Yeah.
If you make a whole new toy line with new characters and new this and new that, who's gonna buy it? You know, you would have to put out a new cartoon, a comic book, everything would have to be new to even pique somebody's interest. Now I know we've been watching Invincible and that's doing really good. You got the comic book. The comic book is doing well. The TV show is doing well. I haven't seen any figures for it. So I don't know if they have figures. I haven't
I don't
seen
remember.
any. But that's doing well. And Walking Dead did fine. You know, that was
Yeah.
a whole new property, new comic book, new TV show, new figures that did well. But it doesn't always go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see the read?
Yeah, it says Occam says people are selling a Macari, I heard, now to avoid the tax laws. Are they exempt?
No, because Macari has taxes. I buy on Macari all the time.
Yeah.
You do get some good deals on Macari. You do get good deals on Macari because you can put in offers, everything you can put in the offer, and sometimes people will take it, or you can start that little negotiation process.
Yeah.
So I like Macari, and then a lot of times you'll find things and it's cheaper on Macari than you would find on eBay sometimes with some things. And I have bought a lot of vintage action figures off of Macari. So I mean, don't sleep on it. Give it a try because it is things there. But the taxes, I'm pretty sure you pay taxes. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, they get their dirty little fingers into everybody's pies.
Well, you ain't getting past the IRS, so you think that's gonna happen? You wrong. They always gonna find
Benjamin
you.
Franklin warned you.
Yeah, death and taxes.
Death and taxes. Logic Blaster says patience is a virtue, and being a collector, sometimes waiting for things is better than desperately struggling to find and acquire things.
Yeah.
Sure, that's true. Let me see. Yeah, 2 taxes is crazy. Electric Emphasis recently found 4 vintage A-Team figures, loose and incomplete, Mr. T, Hannibal Face, and Murdoch, at a thrift store, but it's getting harder and harder to find vintage toys in the wild. Thrift stores are the worst with that kind of stuff because they all have their experts in the back now. They're experts that price stuff.
And they got the magic case.
The magic case. I put that on what was it, Instagram a couple months back. I was in that Goodwill and they had the Speak and Spell, but it was the reproduction Speak and Spell, the one they sell in Target, and they put like $50 on that thing. And so you don't even know what you have. You know, this is not the original Speak and Spell, and you're trying to charge like $45, $50 for this damn thing, and it's loose and played with.
Oh boy!
Because of their experts that know how to price. Sure, they ruin the experience. Everybody's a damn expert. Everybody looks at current eBay auctions, makes a seat of their pants attempt at pricing it, and then there you go.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Stoneside wanted to know what we getting from eBay.
Trexel says just subbed up. Enjoy the channel. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Yay.
And Johnny says sometimes international shipping charges are more than an actual item. Well, it's part of that also is if you're using the global shipping program and you're shipping something, because if I gotta if I sell something on eBay and you kind of railroad it into using global shipping. And my Migo Lou there confirms it. He says, where was he? I lost you. I lost you, my Migo yeah. I'll have to read it again. Sorry, Lou. I lost your comment. But
you were talking about the international shipping.
Global shipping, because you ship it to a substation and then eBay reships it from the substation, and they charge a fee for that, and it's expensive. And that can really blow those international shipping prices up. So it might cost $20 to ship, but when it goes through the global shipping, they'll tack another $40, $50 on it.
God, Lee, can't you just take it to the post office and ship it?
Not with the global shipping program.
Yeah, but you don't have to use the eBay shipping.
But they make it difficult. You know, you may not be able to ship to certain places. So they kind of got you by the coconuts on that. Occam says David's right. The Ara will be the only GI Joe that holds value. Classified will not in the long haul. Reissues are not going to be what future collectors seek down the road. Yeah, because I'd rather have the Ara.
What you got down here?
As I told you, they got that door open.
Stupid cats.
Because that's Miss Kitty, and you can't pick her up.
No, big fat.
Come here, dum dum.
She weigh 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Come on, you going back upstairs?
Come here, Kitty. Miss Kitty was very badly abused before she ended up with us, and so she's afraid of being picked up. You got to be real careful with her sometimes. Come on, dummy.
Oh, now he hiding.
Yeah, because he thinks he's in trouble because you're trying to pick him up. Sorry, technical difficulties, folks. Technical difficulties. What are you gonna do? But let me see. I'll find your comment again, Lou. It's also I was saying the classic adventure team or the original. He's not even down here. You hear her growling? The classic adventure team or the America's Movable Fighting Man from the 60s. Also, I really appreciate those. William Hale. Hi, guys. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Miss LPH will be right back in a moment. Hank says if Hasbro restarts the O-Ring G.I. Joe line, will it affect the value of the older figures? Because the rumor mill is that Hasbro is working up to bringing the O-Ring Joes. They've been doing it. The Sky Striker project from HasLab, all O-Ring figures, and they also had a Cobra Commander versus
I don't know where
versus I think wasn't she
but he out here somewhere.
He's still in here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's who she's growling at.
Oh, I see him. He up underneath your table.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Well, long as he steady, he had
Duke versus Cobra Commander 2-pack.
Oh,
and that's O-Ring. So they finally figured out that for the last 20 plus years, Raw collectors wanted freaking O-Ring figures, so they're doing it now. And will it affect the value of the originals? I'm not sure. If it does, it'll be temporary. Because people will be like, oh, I can't afford the original, so I'll just buy these until they get about that expensive, which is usually what happens on the aftermarket. But the aftermarket goes like this with modern stuff. It's like a freaking roller coaster. And Lou says new stuff will rarely devalue original stuff, I think. Yeah, because people get tired of the new stuff or there's too much of it. It just doesn't stop coming. Watch our weekly roundup. And it's like, didn't we show these before? I don't know. Oh, I know what it was. Lou was talking about, you purchase things from Italy. He gets, Lou is a toy collector and he has a channel called My Migo Like, and he's on Facebook also, My Migo Like. Check out his group if you get a chance. He gets a lot of like bootleg stuff. He does, and he gets a lot of Migo Like figures from Italy, and he pays taxes on that. And that's what he was talking about. And Out of Sight says Diamond Select are making invisible figures. Are they?
I think I saw that.
Invincible, you mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I said invisible. It does say invisible. It's just a typo.
Oh, okay.
And Stone Sour wanted to know what we're getting from eBay.
I ordered some Defenders of the Earth figures.
Oh my God, the Galoob ones.
The Galoob ones. Mm-hmm. Somebody had it, and this it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, how the prices are going down, and people just want to move stuff because two vendors had 2 different figures up for bids, and it said or best offer. So I gave a best offer. And they both accepted it because I was the only one watching it. It was about to close out in like a day.
Yeah.
And so I offered money for it, and they both accepted it. So I'm getting like 2 Defenders of the Earth figures, and it was like super cheap.
Yeah.
Because those haven't gone up yet.
1985,
1985
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would like to get the Flash Gordon figures, but those are ridiculous prices. I might have to end up getting the NECA ones.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the Mattel 79 ones?
Yeah, those are ridiculous.
I like those myself.
So I mean, in some regards, I understand the reissues, because like, okay, the Mattel Flash Gordon from 1979, you go on eBay, you see them for like $400. That ain't happening. But you go find the NECA ones for $30. They look almost the same. The card
Yeah.
is the same and
It's
all
like a
of that.
larger version of the same figure.
Yeah. So, everybody wins, I guess.
Where are we? And again, we're not ignoring you. It's just there's a lot on the feed here, and the cats got distracting. William Hale has joined us.
Hey, William.
And Ray's owner or Ray's Oneer. Vintage toy stores charge way too much. Yeah,
they do.
They do.
They do. Some of them, some places do.
Will negotiate.
Yeah, some places will negotiate. And we've been to a few. The price is the price, period, or you can get out. It's basically their attitude. And you're like,
and
dude.
we got a discussion coming up talking about that too, actually, because they always try to encourage you. And when we did our last live stream, it kind of touched a nerve when I brought it up about how they're always telling you to support your local comic shop or support your local toy shop.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them are pricks. And so you're like, I don't want to. But we do have a discussion coming up on that one.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Drawing by hand.
Drawing by hand says, will LPH be getting the Mattel Creations Eternia playset?
No. I won't be getting. And I say it, but it ain't always true. I don't get a lot of. I don't care for playsets, but I do have playsets. Mm-hmm. The Eternia playset. Eternia wasn't even in the darn show. Why they got a playset?
It was in one of the mini comics.
Yeah, it was in the mini comics, but they never made the castle. I mean, not the castle, the palace. They showed the palace every episode almost. But no, I saw it on YouTube when some people were doing the walkthroughs. It does look good. I think it's a little bigger than the original. It's a lot bigger than the original. Mm-hmm. And they have a lot of new figures coming out for it, but I'm not interested in that. No.
She's like on my leg.
Well,
she's looking for comfort now. She's scared.
Yeah.
I can't pick her up either.
Yeah, well, she'll just be down there. The best thing in life are worth waiting for.
My wife told me this quote when I first tried to ask her out on a date. Oh, John, that's John McJunkin there. Yeah, sometimes they are. Sometimes they are, or worth working for.
Yeah, working hard.
Occam says a lot of G.I. Joe collectors are being scammed in comics. They don't know about second and third printing. Sellers are pawning off third prints or first prints.
Ooh.
That happens in comic books.
Yeah.
There was a big thing with and this was in the 80s before it really blew up though. The original Superman comic or Action Comics #1, and it was a free comic. I think it was being distributed by Quick, the chocolate powder.
Mm-hmm.
And the comic was a perfect reproduction except for the bottom panel on the cover where it said that it was a quick Nestle quick giveaway or whatever. So people were crumple them up a little bit, tear the bottom of that cover off, and passing them off as an original Action Comics #1. And people weren't catching on to it. So that goes on in comics. You got to watch it.
But I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where people have gotten scammed buying comics on eBay, Facebook, and Mercari. They bought it, they'll show you a real picture of a real comic, but then the price is like super cheap and you're thinking, oh man, I'm gonna get a deal, and you either don't get it at all or you get something and it's not what you thought it was. It's a reproduction. So you gotta be careful.
Which also helps to push the whole grading market, because at least if it's graded and encapsulated, that whatever it says on that label, unless they made a mistake on the label, which does happen.
But you can send it back.
Yeah, you can send it back. But if whatever it says on that label is what's on that book,
yeah.
So that helps. That helps to drive that market up. Yeah, cats loose in the toy room, Lou.
I know.
Logic said he found some of the 2008 Indiana Jones figures at his local thrift store for super cheap. And yeah, sometimes you can find cool stuff, but I get going back here a bit, when I was more of a dealer in the early 90s, I would go to I had a circuit of thrift stores I would hit every single day, and every day I was coming home, literally, no exaggeration, every single day coming home with bags full of vintage toys and stuff, because they would price it like regular toys, and there was lots of it going in. But not that they're getting any less of that stuff, but now it's being diverted. It's going to like it's going to their online, like at Goodwill. Goodwill has online auctions. Take a look at those auctions. They're crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of money that they charge for stuff, or they go through they get filtered through the back room, basically.
If I worked at Goodwill, I'll filter it too.
Johnny says he had a package coming from Korea to Seattle. It went to Anchorage, then went to Memphis, completely passed me by in Seattle. That happens to us too.
We have I bought some DVDs from Marietta, Georgia, which is 50 miles away. I didn't know that's where it was coming from.
Mhm.
It went all the way to New Jersey and then came back down.
Yeah.
It went to New Jersey, all the way to New Jersey, came back down and went almost back to Marietta because it went to Atlanta, which is like 20 miles from Marietta, and then came to me. And
yeah, and I've had that where it's like I've got something coming from Florida, and I check the tracking, and it says Postal Holding Facility, Newark, New Jersey, or Albany, New York, and I'm like, why is it in New York? It's coming from freaking Florida. It's right there.
Yeah, and it's like, wasn't that more expensive? Right,
Yeah,
you couldn't have just shipped
you wonder
it.
why the post office is losing money.
You could have just shipped it straight to where we are.
Out of Sight wants to know if you went for the Mondo Joker.
I did.
Oh,
I did. Let me tell y'all how they. Oh, I'm sorry, Kitty. I didn't know you was right under my foot. Anyway, oh God, now
don't you do
back.
it.
I'm gonna put him in the garage.
Yeah, try
I'll be
to.
back. Well,
you can tell her about the Joker in a minute. If you can catch him, call his name. I call this cat Uncle. And remember, this is a cat that's only been the big tuxedo cat that I showed earlier, the stray that's been coming to our back door. He's only been around for a couple of weeks. Somebody dumped him in the woods out here, and he's been coming to the back door and getting food, right? And I just randomly name animals, just whatever. And I call this cat Uncle. He comes to it. If I say, "Hey, Uncle, come here," he'll walk up to me. It's like he knows who he is already. But what are you going to do? I guess she's got him. I heard the door close. But yeah, him and Miss Kitty do not get along. Miss Kitty hates him. She doesn't mind the kittens, though. She's indifferent to them. She doesn't interact with them, but they don't bother her. The two, because we also recently found 2 stray kittens. We were out walking, and they came running out of some bushes right up to us. So they obviously belonged to someone, because usually cats that are born in the wild, because we have had strays with cats, or with kittens rather, they're terrified of you. They run. They'll run as far away as possible if you go near them. And they ran to us. So they were looking for people. I was like, who does this? Who dumps animals out here like that? It drives me nuts. And my Migo, like, it says, bring on the Shogun robots. Yeah. You can't see them all, but you can see all 3 of the Mattel version Mazingas there. Version 1, which is an identical copy of the 77 Popey. Version 2, and then way over there, version 3 of the Americanized versions, without all the extra accessories, because they came with all kind of crazy fists and stuff in Japan. But Mattel did away with that to cut costs.
Okay, now he gone. He in the garage.
Yeah, you were talking about acquiring the Mondo Joker.
Oh yeah, I was able to get that. Because it came out, I think, like on a Monday or Tuesday. And
I'm sorry. And Raisiner says that the new O-rings are different. They're a softer plastic. Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Oh yeah.
No, go ahead. I just wanted to catch up a hair.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out like on Monday or Tuesday, and I didn't get it at first because I was like, okay, because I was holding out for the Man Thing that was going to come out on Friday. And then Friday came, I forgot all about the Man Thing. And then when I remembered, it was like 2 hours after it was released, and I went on and it was still there. The Man Thing was still there. and a Joker was still there. So I did an impulse buy and I got both of them, but I really wanted the Man Thing. But I also wanted the Joker because I
And we
had
got an unboxing of that Man Thing coming up. I'll probably put it on tomorrow.
yeah. The Man Thing that I ordered like 2 years ago. That Man Thing.
Yeah, they finally shipped it.
Yeah, they finally shipped it, and it's actually pretty nice. The only complaints we had is we wish it was bigger because it's. I mean, yeah, it's a 1/6 scale, but it would look bit better if it was larger. I think it would look a lot better.
And Hank is open by chance. Facebook's page still active. I sent a request to be in the group. Did you? What's your send another one? Or are you new to Facebook? Because sometimes if you're new to Facebook, it goes into like a spam. I'll look. Let me know. Occam says, I have the Gloob Flash Gordon Defenders of the Earth. It's a nice toy line. I got the NECA set for $11 each on clearance. Wow. That's excellent.
Yeah. If I find it on clearance, I'll get it.
The Gloob isn't a big set. It's like, what, 6 figures? But then they made 6 accessories. It's like 5 vehicles and Ming's dragon. Yeah, and it's like, God, that's a lot. But it's only the one set, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. But the Mattel Flash Gordon it's a lot of pieces in that, and we saw it in your little Mattel book. It's supposed to be more, but they didn't make all of those pieces.
Oh, Occam wanted to know what happened to Masters Mexico, and that's Rollo.
Oh yeah,
and
he's sick.
He's out of the hospital, but we haven't heard from him since he got out of the hospital.
Yeah, we heard from him. I think the last time we heard from him was Tuesday or Wednesday, and and he had a doctor's appointment
again,
but we haven't heard, and we try to send him a Facebook message every day just to stay in touch, see how things are going. But as far as we know, as of I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, he was at home. He said he was recovering because he had a high fever, but it was starting to come down. But he had a doctor's appointment, and we haven't heard anymore. So.
Toy Chic is with us, and Ghost Junk wants to know if it's a good time to buy comic keys. Anytime is a good time to buy keys, and there's a lot of really underrated ones. It's actually something that she suggested that I do. I'm going to start doing here soon. Is key recommendations. I'm going to show a key. Silver, bronze, copper age key that I think is really underrated, and because there's some keys that are not that expensive, but they're really decent keys, and I don't just mean because they're going to go up in value, but because they're historically significant to the comic books. So I'm going to start doing that. I've actually already filmed one. I just haven't been able to put it up yet. Wheel says, I've always held the motto, if you collect for investment, then you're going to be disappointed. Very likely. Yeah, you collect because you love it.
Massive Magnetism say you got some Hot Toys on eBay for sale. You got the money.
Oh man. And Elite Action Joe wants to know if I think 12-inch Joes will ever come back. Oh, they'll revisit it again. Well, it's been a while, but they rekindled that when they did the Hall of Fame series, bringing back the 12-inch, even though it's not the same body type. And there's been a couple of, and technically the sideshow was a 6 scale Joes, and who's doing those now? 3-0 currently doing 6 scale GI Joes. So it pops in and out as Hasbro franchises it all over the freaking place. But reproductions of the original ones, I kind of hope they don't. Actually, I hope they don't bring it back again, because all they do is just make do remakes of the originals over and over. And Lossie Burns wants to know what's the name of our store. We don't have one.
No.
Uh-oh.
Now you trying to be all nice and make up.
She's looking for, well, she comes and smacks me with her tail and whatever. Occam wants to know, how hard did LPH make you wait and work hard to get her, David? How'd you guys meet work, right?
No, we didn't meet at work. We met on the internet.
Yeah, we met on the internet.
I told him, you got 2 years, and then that's it, and I'm out of here. We ain't playing no games. You ain't dragging me along.
If
10
we're
years.
having a serious relationship, and basically I was like, Fonzarelli here. I was like, yo, and then she noticed me, and I was like, yeah.
I told him, you got 2 years to make a move. I'm gone.
No, like 13-year engagements. We can't do that.
No. Oh yeah, we've been engaged now for 18 years. We got 6 kids. Whatever.
I see that.
Nobody doing all that.
I can't like put a twist tie from off a bag of bread on your finger, and it's a promissory. Or what was it? Homer Simpson, the onion ring. He put an onion ring on her finger,
on Marge's finger.
And then she was like, "Listen, Homer, whatever it is you're trying to say, get on with it. The grease is burning my finger."
No, we dated but I did tell him, I was like, you get in a relationship now, you got 2 years. I'm not dating you past 2 years. You got to make a move. If something's gonna happen, it got to happen in that 2 years. So he made a move in like 7 months, and then we got married like 2 years later.
Not 2 years.
No, I mean the whole thing was like 2 years
from when we met to when we got married is about 2 years. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So we've known each other for about 12 years.
Yeah,
almost.
And
Lee Balmforth, my apologies for missing the start. No problem.
Yeah, we're glad you're here.
We are still here, and it'll be. What are you doing?
She don't know.
And we'll this will be saved. So if you wanted to go back and catch anything, it'll be on YouTube.
You need that Eternia for the box art alone. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
The new one or the old one?
Both of them.
Oh, I do like the box art.
The box art is they have kept up the box art on the remakes.
Yeah,
I'll give them that much.
They do that.
Where are we?
Gregory.
Greg, sorry I'm late. Different time zone.
Don't worry about it. We're glad you're here.
We're
just
glad that
make
you're
sure
here.
You hit the like button.
Yeah, please do. No, we appreciate you guys, really, and that's why we're doing the contest. Thor says you froze. I froze?
No.
Oh crap!
Hope
Give me
a
break.
Moving.
William says got the full 24-issue set of Repro Spider-Man comics that came in Sunday newspapers in 2003. I wonder if they're worth anything. Probably. Official reprints, registered as reprints, like the original Fantastic Four. There's a Golden Books exact copy, but a different date, I think. And yeah, it's worth something. It's not nearly as much as Fantastic Four #1, but it's still worth something. Official reprints are always worth something. And sequential, those 83 reprints have a Nestle ad in the back cover. The Actions Comic 1 reprints also, same with the Superman Sleeping Bag Action Comics in 76 reprint, have that ad on the back cover. Okay, I knew it was something, but I knew people were tearing something off of the books and reselling them. Occam says, I'm shocked neither you or LPH are in the Panache Place Voltron line. It's one that I don't see either of you collecting. No love for Voltron. I don't remember Voltron that well, to be honest.
No, I don't either. I don't remember.
I like the original toy line. I don't have any, but yeah, I would totally get the original Voltron, but not any of the modern stuff. Not any of that modern stuff.
General Classified line, new.
Oh, Hank is saying, a scalper recently got caught in my area. He was cleaning out every store 75-mile radius and got 2 store employees fired for hooking him up with the cases of figures.
Wow.
Psst, there you go. Oh, and Gildner Deshi, I found you open by chance. I appreciate this channel. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
And we're glad to have you with us this evening. And the Glaive, and I'll show the contest thing here in a minute. The Glaive says, I have a package actually stop in my town and get scanned. Then it went to California, then Nevada, then back to me in Idaho. That's the kind of crazy stuff I'm talking about.
But it's like, why they're always talking about revamping the post office. Why don't you look at that kind of stuff and try to revamp your route?
Have become the typical cat people. Yeah, well,
I know it's him.
Well, they're all on the back porch. Like I said, there's strays people dump in the woods out here. We got that tabby just like the last 2 or 3 days. Is this big orange tabby? He looks like he just crawled out of a washing machine. poor thing looks awful. It's like, where did you come from?
Yeah.
Crawling onto the porch
To
and
get something to
eating
eat.
out of the bowl, looking all timid. It's like, oh my God.
I had to stop him from opening the door because he opens the door and start whining and kissing at him and all kinds of stuff, trying to get them to come in the house.
Paul says they got his wife and I have, and a wife and him have a lot of rescue cats also. Somebody's got to take care of them.
Yeah, and I like them. I like them being around the house. I don't mind them in the house.
Hey, it keeps rodents and snakes away.
Yeah, because we haven't had snakes in the yard for 2 summers now.
Yeah.
And they're always in the yard.
Out of Sight says we should take a photo of the toy collection, put it on a shirt for the channel. And Altron Kaiju has joined us.
Hey, Altron.
Yeah, we're back in the 80s, cool jackets. And I was saying earlier, this is my original childhood guest jacket that I used to wear in the 80s when I was like 15 years old. I had this jacket. And I've still got it. It still fits.
What is Gregory saying? He lives in Wisconsin.
Going to Montana tomorrow to visit my sister and attend a nephew's wedding. First time out of my area to check out some of the local toy shops. Okay, I hope you find something cool. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. And Toy Chic says, I got some good questions for you tonight.
Okay,
all right,
good.
Well, we'll see.
We're ready.
But yeah, as I try to catch up, you know. Let me see. And Quicksilver is here. Hey guys, the museum is still looking great. Thank you.
And Eric Carlson.
And Toy Chic again got one of my all-time grails last week. Finally, a Motu vintage Scare Glow.
Whoa,
loose
but
high grade. Still needs the weapon. The glow is just saying, yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a hard one to find.
And Master says we've really grown the channel quite a bit since they subscribed. We try.
Yeah, we try to do some different things to gain interest, you know, doing the different segments like the comic books and the discussions, the tours, stuff like that to keep people interested and keep it like family friendly also. I think that's important.
And John says his wife wants to become a new subscriber to the channel so she can join in the conversations. I told her she can't because she thinks Tweety is funnier than Foghorn. Oh, Foghorn is crazy.
I like Foghorn. he was good. And that chicken hawk that used to try to kill him all the time.
Yeah.
The chicken hawk was the best. What are you doing?
I'm checking something.
Oh, New Eternia. Old one is way too expensive. The new one is gonna be solid. I have the classic Gray Skull and Snake Mountain. This one will be the epic to complete. I think it would look good if you do the whole diorama thing. If you take things out of the box and you put, you know, the Eternia in the middle and the Castle Gray Skull, and they have that monorail system and you kind of connect it. I like seeing people's dioramas and looking on YouTube to see how people put things together. I think that's pretty cool. When you display a figure, what would cause you to keep the box? And how do you store? I wish some of the boxes I had I could display. We obviously don't have the space, but we just put the boxes in the closet if it's an item that we're going to keep out of the box.
Oh, it's Trevor Wright is here.
Hey,
Thanks
Trevor,
for joining us. And Eric wants people to hit the likes up or the thumbs up. Yeah, Papa my collar. Right.
David popping that collar.
That's right,
like
Fonzie.
The Fonz. Say pop his collar.
When we were kids and we thought Fonzie was cool.
I never liked Fonzie.
And
I didn't like that show. He was
Happy Days.
Happy Days. I didn't like Happy Days.
She didn't care for Happy Days. She's not a fan
didn't.
of that. And Johnny wants to know what's the dog Henry with the product people. Oh yeah, you can see Henry right there from the product people line. Henry is actually the mascot for a toy company called Animal Fair. Or there was a toy company called Animal Fair.
Oh, yeah?
He was their mascot, kind of like Maddie was the mascot for Mattel. Maddie and his sister Belle were the original mascots, and they actually had pull-string talking dolls of themselves back in the day.
Horror and pop culture. Great channel. Hey, Mick. Or is that Nick? I can't see.
William wants to know where we're located. We're in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's where we're hiding.
We're in the metro area. Hey, guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Hank says he saw your Batman collection in an older video and he loves it. And he has a pretty good sized Batman collection himself. Excellent.
That's cool.
And Mickey, horror and pop culture. I just went to comic book convention in my area. The CGC comics were way overpriced. Also found a loose Toy Biz 15-inch Venom for cheap. I remember that Venom. I remember. Does he talk? I'm trying to recall. I used to have a lot of the Toy Biz stuff because it was, you could go to KB toy stores and buy them like 2, 3 for $1. I mean, not for 2 or 3 for $5. I'm sorry, 2 or 3 for $5. And so I had a big collection of those, and the 10-inch ones, and the talking ones with the pack. But I had a lot of that Toy Biz stuff when it was really inexpensive. Oh yeah, can you grab that cell? Just a reminder, contest, that is our channel giveaway, and please do look at our channel history because I put up the rules for it last week. Go to that video, be a subscriber, give that video a thumbs up, and comment on that video to enter for this. And that's the first page of Challengers of the Unknown number 15 from 1960. And that is actually a pre-production transparency. Back in the old days, mid-90s, when they used to actually do storyboards and stuff for the comic, watch out, unstable connection.
Uh-oh.
Are we okay? Are we still here?
To reconnect.
But
I think
everybody, are we okay? Anyways, I just wanted to make sure because it said they had a connection problem there with YouTube. But they would make those art transparencies, and it was a scale for testing for centering. So they would make, and that's the monochrome one, and it is a cell. You can see through it. It's just on a backing board. It's 2 cells because there's the letterbox cell and then the art cell, and then they would do another one in color, and that would be the color gradient. And we're giving that away in the contest. So if you have not entered and you're interested, and most of them are one of a kind because they only needed to make one. And then they would usually throw them away. So they're not that easy to come by. Even it's really underappreciated art form from the history of comic books. And like I said, they don't even do it anymore because it's all done on computers now.
Toy Cheeks, out of the box, unfortunately. I wish I had space, but I collect too much. But the boxes are dryer box size anyways. But the artwork kills alone. Yeah, I've seen the artwork on it. Like I said, I've seen during the walkthroughs, and it looks pretty good. And I think it'll look good. That you would have to kind of take out, I think. And I think it would look good if you set it up in like a diorama style with all of the things. Because the way they had it set up at the show was real nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it costs though, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be up there.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty big.
RA has joined us as
and,
well as Jason.
Idiot Figures had to leave.
Oh, well. Well, we'll see you again another time. Gregory says, love your weekly upcoming figure and toy releasing. Always look forward to it, especially your honesty. Thanks and keep it up. Well, thank you. And that's the thing. I don't get paid to talk. So I'm going to be honest. If I think something is weird or too expensive or looks cheap or whatever, I'll say it.
Yeah.
They don't pay me.
William Randall is going to toy hunting at PowerCon next weekend.
He's going to make Pixel Dan. And he's looking forward to it.
Watching him. Yeah. Yeah, we've seen Pixel Dan a bunch of times.
Yeah, we've run into him at a couple of shows. Yeah, he gets around.
Yeah, he gets around.
He does.
Denim
Kaiser
jacket.
says I would buy open by Tanch denim jackets. Really? I don't know what I would put on it.
Put patches.
It would have to be acid wash. Fabio says,
hey,
hi,
Fabio.
good to see you. Thanks for joining us this evening. And we had a flub here, and a bunch of the viewers dropped off. So
yeah.
We'll see if we can catch back up. So YouTube had a hiccup. Mick C says, not the talking Venom. Do you remember the mail away Punisher? Mail away Punisher. I don't remember. That's not the one with the transforms into a gun and the trigger is in a real bad spot, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had one that was recalled. I think that was sold in stores and they had to pull it because when you transform them, they didn't have anywhere to put the trigger, and it transforms exactly kind of like how Megatron does, and it's got the
right in the crotch area.
It's sticking out right there.
My wife says that if I try to block her from joining your channel, that not
only will she kick me out of our bedroom, but also make me sleep with our own cats, which means whoever will take us in.
They'll show up on our back porch. We'll keep the cats, but we'll kick you out.
Wasted says, I had the Toy Biz Batman Joker van as a kid. I'd love to find those again cheap. Yeah, some of that Toy Biz stuff went way up.
Seemed like we saw the van one time at a show.
Yeah, someone was showing it to you. They were trying to sell it to you. But I think the Joker van's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Actually.
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver says, I just backed the Tony Star Trek Enterprise 350th scale. Have either of you ever had any of their vintage toys? I don't think so. Oh, do you mean Star Trek?
Nah,
oh, Tomy, you mean. The Tomy. Come on, kitty.
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out, will you? Yeah, I've had some Tomy stuff, not any Tomy Star Trek, though. And Thundercats and Silverhawks fan says the jackets are awesome. Thank you. And when am I going to start making a TikTok and start dancing? That'll never happen. I'm not on TikTok anyway.
No.
And Mick says he still has the Joker van.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, Coffee heard about the Megabox Snake Mountain. I heard that too. I don't know if, when, or how they're putting that out.
I seen it. Well,
you know, the Snake Mountain.
The pictures.
Yeah, the pictures, but
yeah,
I guess
not
it hasn't been released yet.
No, I saw somebody on YouTube had the Roton, but I haven't seen it anywhere.
Oh, the Origins Roton.
The Origins Roton.
Yeah.
Hey, you play too much. But I haven't seen it. But I haven't seen it in stores, and he said that somebody sent it to him. They found it at Walmart and sent it to him.
Yeah. We haven't seen it.
No, anywhere. And I went to the Walmart website, Amazon, and all kind of stuff. Because I do get the Origins vehicles and the animals, but I didn't see that.
Kind of like the Castle Grayskull. Nobody could find it.
Yeah.
Now they're on clearance at Target. They can't give them away.
Yeah, and they got like 100 of them sitting around.
Yeah.
All over the place. So, yeah, I guess it'll show up when it shows up.
Yeah.
Audio is gone. Is the audio gone?
Is it? Can you hear us?
Or is that just him?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Nobody else said it. So
yeah. Mime Eagle says Tor honesty and sincerity is what makes your videos great. Oh, we appreciate that.
Yeah. We try.
Nerds World, yeah, the cats.
Yeah, I hear y'all.
I know. The cats are being silly. So she tried to nibble on LPH, and that's why.
Yeah, she likes to try to play, and then she gets all rough and weird.
Yeah, and then she gets scared suddenly, and then it's a fight. You gotta watch out. William says Walmart is doing a reset. Walmart has a place for the Roton on their planogram. Oh, okay. They have one set for the new planogram.
Okay, cool. Because I like that. Thundercat Silverhawks fan.
Thundercat, yeah, he says I always judge and compare my Thundercats collection to yours, ma'am. I look up to you and yours.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
she doesn't have the I got a couple of LJN pieces.
Yeah, I don't have any of the vintage stuff. I only have the from Bandai on up to the Thundercats, the Super 7. And I was thinking about rearranging some stuff to put them out, because when we did the rearranging, the planogram or whatever, it wasn't enough space to put them all out there. So it's still a lot of that packed up, and none of the Ninja Turtles got put up at all. But hey, what can you do?
And then Johnny is saying it's funny when you read the Golden Age comics and see ads for adult products like girdles and cigarette lighters and stop smoking ad. That's because they weren't written for kids. It's just like a lot of the cartoons, and people don't realize when you watch the old Woody Woodpecker or or Warner Brothers cartoons, or Pink
Popeye.
Panther, the original Popeye. They were movie shorts. They weren't on television. They were for adult audiences in movie theaters to entertain them between breaks. So, or when they were waiting for the film to come up.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't for kids, and the comics weren't either. That's why the writing was, if you look at the older the book is, the more sophisticated the writing is. They didn't start thinking in terms of kids for comic books until much later. And they were kids comics, but then you were looking at like Archie stuff. And remember, Archie was originally a Golden Age character. Archie Andrews, I think what was he, 46 or 47 was the first Archie Andrew. But yeah, they had comics for kids, but most of those other books, they were written for adult audiences. So yeah, those kind of ad placements, it's not a big surprise.
The 15-inch Punisher was a mail away.
Okay.
With the 2 15-inch toy bids. Superman.
I don't know if I remember that one.
What? You got David stumped. He don't know about something.
I can't know everything. RA says they got 8 rescue cats, courtesy of my wife. Yeah, I know how you feel.
No, it ain't. He's the one that bringing all those.
I can't help it. I see like I said, people dump them out here.
They do
in the woods, and I'm like, and the occasional dog, but dogs don't usually make it, unfortunately. But the cats will.
And they always find our back porch.
Yeah, they find us.
Everything, the darn deer find our backyard and eat up all our plants.
Yeah, everything comes to our backyard.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I see them out there, I can't help it. I just want to help them because I feel bad for them because they trusted somebody. Somebody took them home from a shelter or got them as a gift or bought them at a pet store and then said, "Nah, sick of you. I'm going to leave you in the woods. You're a wild animal. You'll be fine." But a domesticated animal doesn't do well in that environment. That's why dogs usually end up dead. We see them on the side of the road all the time. Yeah. Because they're too smart for their own good. They run up and down the side of the road looking for their ride, and they eventually get hit by a car. Yeah. Usually they're dead within the first day. The cats, they run away because they get scared, but eventually they'll seek out food. They'll smell it, and they'll find their way to it. Mm-hmm. And then every once in a while, there's a new face peeking out of the bushes in the woods. Where'd that cat come from? And you can tell. Like I said, Uncle there, he's only been around for a few weeks. If he was really a wild cat, I wouldn't be able to pick him up and carry him around. Mm-hmm. There's no way.
Yeah, he knows where the litter box is. Yeah. He'll go and find it himself.
Yeah, so these are cats that are used to being around people. Mm-hmm. And it's just a shame that they were betrayed in that way. And I think that tugs my heartstrings a little bit there.
Graham says, any advice to someone setting up a new toy room? Sorry. I won't.
Don't compare yourself to anyone else.
I won't just have space to display everything, but I am starting with a blank slate, and that's all you need. Yeah. All you have to do is figure out
a blank space in your imagination.
Exactly. Just say, okay, I got an 8-foot wall. I'm gonna fill it up, and it's gonna look nice. I'm gonna keep it dusted. If you say I'm gonna use bookshelves, then find yourself some nice bookshelves. If you're gonna do the slat wall system, you're gonna pin it to the wall with thumbtacks. However you do it.
Be careful with it. Respect it. Yeah. Keep it clean.
Treat it like you paid $1 million for each piece.
Yeah. And don't worry about what anybody has to say about it.
And if you do a YouTube video and you show it off and somebody say, "Oh, you would look better if you had better light, if you had Deltoff," then you write them in.
Okay, we've been panned. People have made fun of us for our setup. Yeah. They say, "Oh, you suck because you don't have Deltoffs." Yeah. Or
you buy some Deltoffs.
You need why don't you have track lighting in the ceiling so you could put spotlights on everything? That's really lame. And it's like, dude, are you going to pay for it?
Yeah.
You know how expensive that crap is?
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry.
So what? As long as you like it, you got it up there, you keep it nice and you keep it clean, you keep it free of moisture and sunlight and roaches and rodents.
And a dehumidifier will do that.
A dehumidifier do all of that.
And keep your moisture down to protect the environment. It'll filter the air to reduce the dust, and insects and rodents do not like dry air. Yeah. So if you have that problem, a dehumidifier will drive them away.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse Say was here, by the way.
Oh, hey, Jesse. And also, if you do use the slat wall systems like we do, when you mount it on the wall, make sure you mount it in the stud. Just gotta say it, because some people they don't realize.
Videos where people my shelves fell down today.
Yeah.
You seen those videos? And all the shelves tore off the wall.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to get some more anchor bolts. No.
You just need to get a stud finder.
Anchor bolts and rely on that sheetrock to hold up your shelves.
No.
Please.
You get a stud finder and some drywall screws, and you screw, if you got to screw 1,000,000 in there, you screw it in the stud and it won't fall out, and you get yourself some shelving and do all of that. But just start with that blank space you got. Decide if you're going to paint it, what kind of unit you're going to use. Again, bookshelves or the slat wall, or they got that grid thing where you can hook stuff on. Whatever you're going to do, just make sure
pegboards.
Pegboard, because we do this pegboards also. But if you got to put anything into the wall, make sure you put it in the stud.
Do it right the first time, or you're gonna have a mess. You'll be crying when everything's broken.
I know that's right. But good luck. I love setting them up. I love setting it up.
Fractured says just got the Super 7 Disney Ultimates and he loves them. Yeah,
wow.
They look good.
They look really good. They do. I like what Super 7 does with the Ultimates. I think they do a good job with the Ultimates.
Jason says, thank you for watching out for the orphans. No kidding.
I know.
They're thrown away. Wasted says, we took a cat in that showed up on our porch a few years ago. She had kidney disease, but we kept her until she passed. And we miss her. I was never a cat person until her. Yeah, sometimes there's always that one. For me, it was Shoe. Shoe is a Manx, and a Manx is a cat that the breed has no tail. It's got like a little nub. It looks like a bunny. And he was a huge gray Manx with odd eyes. He had 2 different color eyes. And he was the biggest freaking sweetheart. And I rescued him actually from not a pet store, from a shoe store. I worked at a shoe store in Boston, a Crystal shoe store, and they used to abuse the hell out of that cat, and I couldn't stand it, so I took him home. And he was a big baby. He just wanted somebody to love him.
Donovan talking about Funko Pop said how he get traumatized when he see a lot of them in one area.
Because they come to life at night and they get out little daggers.
Whatever. I am glad that I took them down. I didn't get rid of them. I'm not going to.
Yeah, we just changing things around.
Yeah, changing things around. I wanted more things out, things that had never been put up before. So.
RA, yes, we were talking about that earlier with Nichelle Nichols. Yeah, it's unfortunate that she couldn't get things resolved before she passed and I'll mention it again, she had been scammed. Somebody hustled her out of her estate, and they've been trying to recover her estate legally for the last few years, her family. And they were saying that if you got her autograph in the last 3 or 4 years or so, she didn't see a dime of money. She was in a bad way, unfortunately.
Yeah. Gil Glimmer said it doesn't matter how you start your toy room, it's always a work in progress.
Yeah, it never ends.
That is true.
That is true.
You always moving something.
Yeah.
To fit something else in there.
And Mike C wants to know if you noticed the channels with their advice on how to collect. Like, really? Yeah, I can't tell you how to collect. Yeah, I can't tell you how to collect because everybody's got different tastes. You collect what you like and just treasure it. Don't just
my whole thing is treat everything like you paid millions or is worth millions, even if it's only 50 cents. You treat it like it's worth millions. Keep it clean and dusted and keep it nice. That's all. You can't tell people how to collect or what to collect. I've seen those videos telling you what to collect. Top 10 things to collect this year. Or is it time?
Watch your thing there.
No, I got my alarm set.
She's trying to watch something on eBay.
I know. Yeah, we got
out of the corner of her eye there.
Got an auction closing here in a little bit.
Oh my God, I missed mine.
I told you to set your alarm.
It was, but I wasn't paying attention.
See, yeah.
So it's all right. I'll live. I will live.
You sure will.
Gilgamesh, yeah, it doesn't matter how you start your toy room. It'll always be. You just read that. I'm sorry. I'm behind schedule here.
Okay, we here on John.
What do you both think about the supposed candy shortage for this Halloween?
We don't
There ain't no
celebrate
candy shortage.
Halloween.
You know what it is? They're not ordering as much. It's not really a shortage. It's a matter of we're not going to be bothered because Halloween was dying anyway, and the virus scare the last couple of years have almost practically killed it completely. So it's just a matter of ordering less. Oh,
Yeah.
William Hale has to go. Well, thanks for
thank you
having
for
joined
stopping
us.
by. Yeah, who cares? I mean,
It's a dying holiday.
Yeah, and we talked about dying holidays.
Yeah.
I think didn't we talk about Halloween?
Yeah, I think we did Halloween. We did Christmas too. They're all the Halloween or the holiday era is kind of fading away.
Yeah,
it is.
Christmas is about gone. Halloween, Easter, you know, you do the Easter egg hunting, doing all of that, and getting dressed up in your little outfit and saying your Easter speech. All of that stuff is gone. I don't even think they do Easter speech anymore.
I never heard that in my life.
Really? No. We used to do the Easter speech every year at church.
That explains it because my mother did not go to church.
They would give you a little thing, and it would depend on your little age, and you had to memorize it. You know, Jesus rose on Easter Day or something like that. And as you got older, your speech got longer. But you had to memorize it. I never memorized mine, so I always had it
just
written down.
Lip sync to it. Somebody's saying it right.
And you had your little Easter basket, and you go Easter egg hunting.
I never been on an Easter egg hunt.
Really?
I took my kids to a couple, but I never went.
Yeah, we had the Easter egg hunt every year.
You know, I didn't do
it.
And
you didn't do nothing
growing up.
I don't think you ever was a kid.
No, but I was always this age.
Oh yeah. Well, you probably was born. You know, a lot of like Morgan Freeman.
I was born.
He
with
was
this beard.
born old.
Yeah, I was born with facial. Had a shave right out of the womb.
We have good programs and organizations.
That's Eric Reese talking.
Yeah, I can't see no
Trap, nurture, and release strays in my area if the cats aren't adoptable. Yeah, we got one. She was born in the wild. You can tell.
Mom. Mom. Oh God.
Mom cat. Yeah, we call her Mom Cat.
She don't let you do nothing. She spit on you and slap you.
She actually spits.
She spit.
The cat. And stuff comes out of her mouth.
And she slap you. And if she get mad at the food, she slap the food.
Yeah. But nobody can get near her. It's like wham, wham.
She's actually gotten better. She just had some babies.
Yeah.
And she's actually a lot friendlier now.
Yeah.
But before that, oh gosh, she used to beat up on the litter she had prior.
Yeah.
And slap them around and everything.
They ain't caught her. But she's a mess. Let me see.
Yeah.
Paul H says he thinks we have a great display.
Oh, wasted
years. There's always going to be jerks in the comments. True.
Yeah.
They just can't help themselves. And it's unfortunate because, you know, they could join in the conversation and probably have a good time.
Yeah.
You know,
should have bought candy on clearance last year and put it in the freezer to save.
Yeah. No, you give them you do your own thing. You
give them some potatoes.
A pickle. Yeah, a pickle in a Ziploc bag.
Or some lima beans.
Oatmeal.
Yeah, get the packages of oatmeal. You know how to
with put a plastic spoon inside the Ziploc bag.
You get the Quaker one with the individual packs, and you just put that in there and stuff like that. No. Bags of beans.
You get those what is it called?
See, you don't even know what it's called.
No, the eclairs. The Boston cream donuts with the cream filling, and you suck the cream filling out.
See you, Greg.
Mayonnaise in there.
That's too much. Nobody doing all that.
Yeah, come on.
No.
Or you get the jelly donut out and you put ketchup in it.
Bring the purge holiday. There is no correct way to collect or start a collection. Collect what one likes. Yes. You collect what you like, not what someone else.
Not what someone else tells you to collect.
Now, I do like to look at David wants to put up his comic books, and we look at how people display their comic books. We will look at a channel to see, you know,
Get some ideas.
Yeah, get some ideas on display and stuff like that, and what you use as far as like those cases, those acrylic cases or something like that. But as far as like I said, they'll have the top 10 things to collect this year and all of that. You're like, what?
No, it's whatever you like. RA says his mother gives out Capri Sun. Yeah, Nerd says that cat needs an exorcism. Yeah, she needs a lot of love, and
she does.
You know, you can only as much as she's willing to receive.
My favorite candy is razor blade. No candy shortage in my area of Halloween candy. Halloween is a big thing in this area. Oh, okay.
And Occam says, today I was told Hershey's is going to be short on chocolate bars because of the war in Ukraine. It's made in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Well, Hershey, or is it M&M's Mars? Because I was gonna work at the M&M's Mars plant. They tried to recruit me out of Frito-Lay when I was working for them because they wanted somebody to run their machinery. But they set up a plant and distribute in each country that they sell the product in, so they don't have to ship anything. But yeah, what's that got to do with it? Yeah, you know, where do cocoa beans come from? The Ukraine? I don't think they're growing any out there, okay? There's a reason why it's all mining in that country.
Well, you know, we got the plastic shortage.
Oh, please.
We got
no plastic shortage.
We got the chocolate. And you know, it's August, but we're not going to get on that because that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about nostalgia. Nostalgia.
Oh, jeez. Johnny doesn't trust the eBay alerts.
No.
When I set them, I still never get an alert. Then a friend is telling me what they bought when I never got an alert for it. I get the alerts. I just wasn't paying attention.
I set the alarm.
It buzzed and I was watching it, but then, you know, we were talking and I lost track.
I always set the alarm. I tell Alexa to tell me I got an auction closing in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I hate that thing. Tristan says, I loved your recent Toy Room Museum video tours.
Yay!
Thank you. And the Glaive of Cull, David, you sound like Dennis the Menace with that food swapping. Yeah, I know, huh?
Is it me or
toothpaste? There you go, Kaiser.
Do Goodwill stores have a very weird assortment of smells? Yeah, they do.
It's a disinfectant because the clothes, it's as it is. It's not like they got washing machines running back there. I worked for AmVets in Boston like a million years ago, which is also a thrift store. It's kind of like Value Village. I think it might be loosely connected to Value Village, actually. AmVets. I don't know if there's any AmVets left, but they have like this pump aerosol, not like a can, but a pump aerosol, and they spray the clothes with it before they hang it out, and that's what that weird odor is.
You have a common sense shortage.
Yes, you do.
What is
who?
John saying?
I don't know. He says my wife has one of the rooms in the house set aside for her collections.
Okay.
Then turned our sewing room into a collection room for our daughter. Meanwhile, my collection is stuffed into 3 suitcases. Oh, dude. No. That's terrible.
No.
And the toys, you know, is it worth the money for making YouTube videos? Well, if you have like 1 million subscribers, probably. You don't get much. They take the lion's share. You get something like 30% of like 10 cents for an ad or something like that. It really doesn't amount to much.
Well, not only that, you got to get started, and sometimes it take a long time to build up.
They won't even let you monetize if you don't have a certain number of subscribers.
Yeah, it used to be 1,000. Well, when it started, you just could monetize. Then they moved it where you needed 1,000 subscribers, then you could monetize. And you know, you got to have subscribers, you got to have people to watch, and that's not always easy. So,
Jennifer wants to know what else other than toys would you want in your collection room? Movie props, arcade machines, stuff like that. Well, the comic books, I would put a movie prop if it was a decent one or if it fit.
David wants those arcade system, them big old arcade.
Oh yeah,
things.
but I'd like, yeah, that'd be nice. I don't know where I could put it. I might have to work it into the museum if I got one. Not the museum, into the office. because you know I have a little bit of stuff like that in the office because all the video game stuff's in there.
He got way more space in the house than I do.
No, that's not true.
You got this room in the office.
I don't have this room. We divide this room.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. RA, I remember having a Levi's jacket with an Iron Maiden back patch.
Yeah.
I was so metal. Yeah, a lot of people were. Kaiser says YouTube takes a cut. No, we get the cut. YouTube takes like 70+%. They really do. It's not even worth mentioning from the ads. I mean, every little bit helps, but the ad revenue is hardly worth mentioning unless you're like Pixel Dan, I guess. What does he have, like 400,000 subscribers?
If you got like 1 million subscribers, you'll do really good.
You're doing fine. Or who's that other guy? Shartimus with 630,000 subscribers or something like that.
Toy Chic says he loved the pumpkins that come with the candy corn. I love candy corn. Yeah. If my teeth wouldn't fall out, I'll eat candy corn every day.
Really, candy corn cereal? Put it in a bowl of milk?
No, just the candy corn. I loved it.
I was never a big fan of that. Or the circus. Who remembers the circus peanuts?
I hated
orange
that.
Circus
I
peanuts,
always
like
hated
super
circus.
chewy marshmallows.
Were they marshmallow?
There is a type of marshmallow. It's like a
but
compressed
it's all
marshmallow.
hard though.
Same type of marshmallow that you get in like a box of Lucky Charms.
I never ate Lucky Charms.
Tristan wants to know: are you excited for the new Boss Fight Studio Strawberry Shortcake scented action figures? Oh, I remember those. I showed those some months back. Remember?
Oh, I do remember you.
Yeah,
no, I'm not
off scale.
I ain't getting that.
They look all right, but
they look
she
good.
prefers
but,
the vintage ones.
Yeah, I mean, some things I will buy the newer ones, but some things I just don't want. Like Strawberry Shortcake, I have that. I have the vintage one. I got all except for about 2 figures. So now I'm done with that. I don't need the new ones. But something like a Thundercats, I will get the newer ones of that. Super 7 does the Ninja Turtles. I will get something like that. You know, something that I don't have the original for. I would buy the new ones. But no, I ain't. I saw it and it did look good. Now, if they do the house, then we might have to talk. But
now they're talking about Hostess snowballs here. Johnny,
wasn't that like that little ball with the pink on it? It had the pink.
There was pink and there was white, and sometimes they would do
blue.
No, I don't think they were blue. Blue balls is a whole nother, a very serious medical condition that I'd rather not discuss here.
Yeah, but wasn't that coconut?
I don't remember. I haven't had a snowball since I was a kid.
I never had that.
But
before.
they would do a holiday color occasionally. I stopped eating a lot of that stuff because when I went back to it, like when I was a kid, I'll eat a Twinkie, I'll eat a Devil Dog, I'll eat something like that, right? If I had a chance and I got one. But when I was an adult and I tried one, it didn't taste the same at all. I was like, what is this?
But you know they changed the formula.
Yeah.
The recipe.
I'd be scared to eat it now. I'd be like, I'll take a bite and want to give it to the animals, and then they won't want it either.
No. You know if the ants won't eat it, you don't need to eat it.
That's a good test, and that's an important test, is like if you took a stick of butter and a stick of margarine and you put it on the ground, the butter will get eaten up. The bugs and the critters will eat it, but that margarine will sit there until it melts into the ground.
Like that McDonald's fries. You put some McDonald's fries out there, them ants not going to touch it.
Who was it? Donovan. Oh, Donovan's asking RA a question.
Okay.
We don't want to interfere with your didn't want to interfere with your side little thing there.
I saw a true crime show where a guy murdered his brother over circus peanuts. What do you think of the SDCC lino? Oh, from Super 7? I like that. The Snow Mountain lino. I like that one.
Yeah, I don't think she got it, but
yeah.
You did get it?
It's on Big Bad Toy Store. I told you, you don't listen to me when I
listen
talk.
to you. You trying to slip things under.
No, slip nothing. Mary Quack. Oh no, that's Mean Marty Madballs.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have any My Buddy dolls in your collection? I was homeschooled for a while, and my only friend was a My Buddy. I remember My Buddy.
My Buddy.
He goes everywhere that I go. No, I don't have a My Buddy, but yeah, that's classic.
I remember. What
late 80s, right?
Didn't he talk or something? No, that was Teddy Ruxpin.
No, he was just a tall, like, companion doll. But I remember those. Hank's got to go.
Okay.
Got to take my daughter home. It's been fun as always. Maybe I can jump back in later. David, don't forget to check on the Facebook request. You all have a good one. Okay. I will look. And Donovan said some kid always used to wear this Slayer jacket to church. You should have seen people's looks and stares. Yeah.
The church.
There you go.
That's a bit much.
There's to be accepted.
Oh, that's my alarm to tell me my auction about the clothes.
Come on.
Oh, new phone.
Yeah, new phone. How long you had it? Like 8 months? Johnny says if a crow won't eat it, you know something's wrong.
I know. The possum and the raccoon, they eat anything.
Occam says if I watch someone eat a Big Mac, I gain weight. I can't even eat carbs. I would blow up like a balloon at my age.
I know that feel. Golly.
Yeah, that's right. Kid sister. Glaive said kid sister.
What's a kid sister?
Kids.
Oh yeah, they had a kid sister for my buddy.
What, it go up a lot?
Yeah, $20, but still.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad for that.
Not bad enough.
John says on our wedding day, my wife told me that we will always split our money 50-50, which meant that she'll hold on to the money 50% of the time and spend the money the other 50%. Oh, so she's like Boss Hog. Well, it's like your 50% of your 50% of your 50%, of which you will get 25%. Yeah. Where he used to pull with Roscoe when they ran their scams.
Yeah. Who was saying
Wasted
that?
said they probably based Chucky off of my buddy. They probably did.
Yeah, I think they probably did.
Yeah, they probably did.
Parachute pants.
That makes sense. No, I never had a pair of parachute pants either.
Oh, them MC Hammer pants, because they had parachute pants and then they had them hammer pants. Yeah. And then he had jumped off the building and they act like parachutes. You remember on that commercial? I can't remember what it was advertising, but he jumped off of the building in the pants, and the pants like kind of blew up and he floated down. And they had the Hammer Time cartoon. You remember the cartoon?
MC Hammer cartoon? I remember it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. I can't tell you. They also they were doing that for a while, making cartoons based on real people, because they had like the sports heroes one also, and some other stuff. Punky Brewster. Ugh.
Who's your favorite duo partnership of any IP ever? Mine is Gonzo and Rizzo
from the Muppets. Or what about the old men in the balcony, the hecklers?
Yeah, they were funny.
They were really good. I like them.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy. Although it got really raunchy in the last season.
I never watched Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy was weird.
Really?
Yeah. Christoph says, hey guys, it's a long weekend in Canada.
Hey.
Is it?
Canada. I remember Kid and Play cartoon. I do remember the cartoon, but I never saw it. I remember it being out and being on. But I don't think I ever watched one episode. Did you win your? Oh yeah, I'm watching it down. I got 4 minutes.
Yeah,
so
still pending.
I'm watching it. I hope I win. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I screw up because I do it too soon. You got to be like David. He knows how to snipe. Quit doing
it. Yeah, well, sometimes.
The sports hero cartoon, I forgot all about.
Yeah, and it had like Bo Jackson and Nolan Ryan and stuff in it, right? Something like that. Something silly.
Mm-hmm.
And who was asking? Kaiser says they need to make some articulated McDonald's figures. Yeah, right there.
They got some. Yeah, David got the whole line.
That's the whole line. That's the Remco.
From what year? The 70s?
1976. Remco McDonald land figures. And they were remade. I forget who made them, but they were redone in, I think, 2008. And they're basically reproductions of these exact same figures by another company. And about as expensive. But, and these are only like, I think 5 points figures.
Mm-hmm.
5 points or 6 on a couple of them, because some of them can nod. They have a little switch on the back of their head that makes their head go up and down like this.
Idiot loves the. Oh, he's back. Hey, the McDonald's Transformers.
Oh, okay.
You want that set?
Oh, the ones that transform into
the
little foods. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I had a set of those. I want them again. Yeah, snipe 5 seconds and counting. That's when you snipe, Johnny. That's right.
I can do it on the computer, but the phone, I always get nervous that it's not going to go through. I don't like doing
RA
stuff on
says,
the
I
phone.
remember the wrestling cartoon, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, of which none of them did the voices.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Akram wants to know, what's the best deal you got sniping on an auction? Oh, I don't remember.
He got me some great deals on some Masters figures.
Yeah, but I don't know if I have anything specific I can think of off the top of my head, but I do have I have had a lot of luck sniping. Made people mad. Back when you could still see who was bidding on the auctions, I used to have people message me on eBay bitching and moaning about it.
Why would they let you see who's that? Seemed like that's a little invasive.
That's the old days. They don't do it anymore. But back in the day, you could see who else bid on an auction, and eBay stopped doing that. eBay stopped doing that a while ago, but yeah, I'd have people contact me. Yeah, congratulations, you beat me with like less than a second to spare. Well, how much do you want for it? And I'm like, I'm not trying to sell it. That's why I bought it in the first place.
Oh God, okay.
Toy Chic says, what do you think about the Chester Cheetah figure? Who's making that? Jada.
Oh no, somebody outbid me. Bastards. Oh well. That's how they do you, man. They wait till the last second to try to bid on something. It's like,
yeah, that's what you were supposed to do.
I did.
You should have bid higher. That's what you should have let me do it for you.
I know. Every time you do it, I win. When I try to do it, I don't.
I haven't seen the official figure yet, though. But I mean, I see what they're trying to do with Jada, because they did 2 of the Monsters serials.
They put out also today the Bela Lugosi Dracula. They put that out today. They do good work. I've said that before, because I like them way better than Funko. They're way more articulated, and the faces, you can see who you're looking at. It's die cast, it's movable. I just think they're way better, and I like their serial figures better than the Funko one. I think it looks better, the color and everything. It looks a lot better. 90s toy line collection gem. No, I don't like gem. I didn't like gem.
That was 80s actually.
I didn't like gem when they went on TV.
Because the cartoon was on the same time as the original Sunbow G.I. Joe.
Okay. Yeah. I remember it being on. I remember not liking it.
And those Super 7 remakes look like garbage.
Yeah. It looked, I didn't know. They look like guys, like men. I didn't think. I was like, I don't remember.
Gilgamesh said bid $2 higher than whatever you thought your max bid was going to be.
Well, my I got a weird system. If it's $10, I'll put in like 11, 20. I don't go high because I always think I can just get it, like under the wire, and it never works out. So.
RA, oh no, Jason says, just found a talking G.I. Joe talking commander at Value Village. It's still possible to find things in the wild. Yeah, still possible. Really hard though.
Yeah,
it really is. What?
And you have to be there before the pickers, and they're always standing at the door waiting for it to open. So it's kind of hard. You got to know when they putting stuff out. Are you guys getting the Universal Monster Ninja Turtles? I'm not.
I used to have the original set.
Oh, yeah.
Playmates.
Yeah.
I had all 8 of them. And
I think it's NECA, right?
Those were the only, NECA. But those are the only Ninja Turtles I had from back in the day. Was the Universal Monsters, the Star Trek, and the and the Apollo astronaut ones. And I think I might have had one other crossover. I can't remember. But
Toy Chic said Jim is one of his favorite cartoons.
Yeah, that's the cartoon you watch when you wait for G.I. Joe to come on. There's a Gem, and then Transformers, and then G.I. Joe.
Why are you doing all of this?
Yeah, just watch out that she doesn't get scared and start swiping.
I know.
Yeah, Christoph, you have to bid high, then outbid yourself by a couple dollars.
Ugh. I know. I always just want that little cheap deal. I get too cheap when it comes to that stuff. It doesn't work. Sometimes I get by.
Yeah.
But most times I don't. Yeah, I lose out. And it's okay. Sometimes it'll come around again. Buy it now and it'll be cheap. So I don't really worry about it too much.
Yeah. Donovan wants to know if we got Mega Millions lottery tickets.
Yeah, we got that stupid lottery ticket. Didn't win none.
And yeah, nobody does.
Two people in Georgia won $1 million.
Good for them.
And somebody in Illinois won $1 billion.
Yeah, good for them. They'll tax the piss out of them.
Yeah, but still, after tax, you still have something to do.
You'd be surprised how much they take. You know, it's about 40, depending upon the state, 43 to 47% taxed.
Well, you know,
for winnings tax.
They do the state tax and the county tax in Illinois, state, county, city. Because if you live in Chicago,
state, county, city, and then federal.
Federal. Yeah. So you're gonna, in some places you'll pay 4 taxes, some places you'll just pay 2, or you might pay 3. So it depends on where you live. But Illinois is gonna get the max they can get. So but I mean, still with $1 billion, even if you come away with 500 million, you still can do something. You can get your foot on the ground and have some change left over.
How they abuse that system with the taxes. Occam wants to know if we ever used the sniping apps. No, we never used an app for that.
Oh, I didn't know it was a sniping app.
Yeah, we do it ourselves.
Yeah. I have all the current NECA Ninja Turtle monsters. I've had multiple so far. Wait, I can't see. I had multiple.
Non-fans come over and point them out, saying they would buy them.
Oh,
okay.
Very good quality. Okay. We have seen them in the store. I think I've seen the what's that? The one with the thing in the neck. Frankenstein. I think I've seen that one in Walmart.
Occam says the winner's taking 700 million-ish. I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
If you take it in payments, you can get the full amount. If you trust them to keep it up, because remember Illinois was in trouble a few years back because they weren't paying lottery winners, and they got in trouble with the federal government and with the lottery commission for not paying people, and they suspended them for almost a year. But if you take a lump sum, they're going to take 30 to 40% off the top.
So but you got all your money.
Yeah, but so 700 million, but then they're going to tax it almost up to about 47%. So now that 700 million just turned into about 330. Still great.
Yeah.
But what happened to the $1 billion?
Uncle Sam got his cut.
Uncle Sam took a big slice. He cut a slice out of that pie and gave you the slice, is what happened. That's how that works in real life. But it's unfortunate. I'd still take it, but what are you going to do? Tell him I don't want it because you're ripping me off. Kaiser says the lottery isn't the lottery estate scam anyway. Yeah, because it's what's the lottery money supposed to go for? It's supposed to go to schools and road construction. What are the 2 things they're always crying they never have any money for?
That's what I don't. That's what I never. No, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Toy Chic. Yes, I did get it. I'm looking at it and considering it, but I did get your email, and I'll email you back here later on.
Okay.
The lottery is a tax for people that can't do math. Yeah. I'd rather have all my money now than later.
I would take the hit to get the lump sum too.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know. You just don't know. And you don't want to get like I said, they can break their own contract.
Yeah.
So you can't trust that. They can break their own contract, be like, well, there is no more, or we're discontinuing this, or they'll find some excuse. Lawmakers, right piece of paper and the right signature, and
they're going to say we don't have the money. Hard times, depression, recession, and all of this, and we'll get back with you once we get back on our feet.
John is still going with this. John McJunkin. Hi, LPH and David. This is Debbie. My husband Johnny's laying down comfortably unconscious on our living room floor. So how are you both? I just love your YouTube live stream. So thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
Put a blanket over him. He'll be all right.
He'll be fine. Just leave him there.
William said he bought 8 tickets and lost. Hey, what about those? What about those poor guys who bought like 100 tickets, 500?
I've seen people in line, not for this one, but in the past. I mean, they bought hundreds of dollars worth of tickets. And when I used to work, at one of my jobs, if it was a big lottery coming up like that, they used to do the lottery pool where everybody just put their money in and then you win and you split it up like that.
Yeah.
And that used to be a couple of $100.
Yeah. How many times have you heard of a lawsuit because the guy who had the ticket was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you got
what pool?
You hear about that, and but the only person ever argues is the one that didn't put in that time, because they always do it. They never win. So this time I didn't put my money in, but I think I should still get something because I always put money in. And I've seen that before, and they're like, no, you didn't put in.
Comic book guy from The Simpsons when they made their lottery episode, and he was like, I have a foolproof system by which I am determined that I will win. And he's walking out of the convenience store with a wheelbarrow and full of tickets. And then the gust of wind comes and all the tickets spiral up out of the barrel into the air. No!
But here in Canada, you only win 60 million, but no tax. You get most of the money. Oh, wow.
I'll take 350 million American over Canadian. I feel you.
$10 is the max I spend on lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. I'm his wife, not his personality. Thank you. She talking to Kaiser.
There. Toy Chic says, David, you pressed the pants off that werewolf comic. Fantastic job. Oh, thank you. People have been asking me, it was like, how well does that actually work? It took a lot of practice to get that good with it. And I'll put up a couple more because I got a couple I'm working on that are really rough.
King Panther.
Like I just did Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends #1 I just pressed. And it had a bad fold in it. And I just creased that out. And I'm doing some for a viewer actually, because I'll commission sometimes for if people want me to press for them, because I do a really good job cleaning and pressing, and I'm meticulous about it. Because if you send it to like CGC or PGX or something, and they press it, and it's not right, they don't care. One press and we're done, and that's what you're paying for, one and done. And sometimes they mess it up. We just saw a video.
Yeah, we just saw a video of a guy. He had, I think, 25 books.
25 books.
And he got them all pressed and cleaned by CGC.
And they messed up every one.
Yeah, they came back low numbers. And he can look at it and see the crease or the line or something, or the staple got messed up.
Because these guys are professionals. They have they sell comics, and they had done a grading before they shipped it in, and they came back lower than what they sent them out as.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God. But I hear that a lot. And it's like, if CGC and CBCS or whatever mess up your pressing all the time, what do you keep getting the pressing service for?
Yeah. Learn how to do it yourself.
I'll press the book 5 times if I'm not happy with it. Even for a customer, I'm gonna go, oh well, screw it. No, I'll dial it in. Johnny wanted me to do one, didn't you? I thought Johnny wanted me to do some magazines. But yeah, I do it for other people sometimes.
King Panther says that he collects the origins and think that the line is great. However, the price of the Eternia displayed at the Comic-Con is something I dread will be very high. Looks incredible, but what's the cost?
Somebody here who was it earlier said that they thought it was going to be between 400 and 500.
Yeah, and that seems to be about right, because and I really think they do this on purpose. Like the Super 7 did the precedence with the Snake Mountain, and they got that $700. They sold out. Well, not sold out, but they got a lot. So now they can make this Eternia for that much or even a little more, because it is bigger than the original one.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll fit well if you got the Super 7 Snake Mountain.
And if it's an expensive project, they're going to make fewer of them,
Yeah.
just to prevent the clearance loss.
Yeah, and then also, if it does well, they'll make a snake mountain to fit with it at that scale. They'll make a what you call that thing, Castle Grayskull, to fit with it. So now you got all this new stuff, and it's nicely painted. It's bigger than the original. Blah blah blah. You know, and they look good. I'm just not into that. You know. But I like the origins vehicles, and I like the animals. And
Johnny's making a comparison to what happened with Eagle Moss. Yeah, because
That
Eagle Moss
happened-
just buried up. But
Oh yeah. He
bailing out on
said
you.
that
Yeah.
they dumped him, and now he lost all his money.
Yeah, well, he's got most of his thing. Hopefully, somebody out there will have the initiative to 3D print whatever's left over, and maybe they can sell those parts. Occam says Justice Curry retired from the police force in Michigan, back injury, I believe, in the line of duty. I know you guys have purchased from him. He seems like a nice guy. Yeah, we've purchased some stuff.
Yeah, we saw that. He said that he now
yeah,
that he retired. I didn't know that he had got hurt. But he's a stay-at-home dad now. But we seen some of his videos or Facebook thing talking about that. Yeah, he is. He's nice, and if you want to buy some, he's good. He's good to buy from. He's quick on the shipping, real quick on the shipping. He gets back with you fast, and he's an honest. Yeah, he ships fast, and I think he's an honest dealer. Never had a complaint about him. And I know David's bought more things than I have. I think I only bought one thing from him. David's bought a bunch, but he's always been good to work with.
Yeah. Ron says, my wife worked at 7-Eleven for years. The worst is scratch-off tickets. So many people get addicted and lose their whole check.
Yeah.
I've seen that too.
Seen that.
You know what I used to do when I used to work for Christie's? They have the scratch-off table with all those tickets that nobody ever uses. You know, that you're supposed to fill in the dots. And there's a barrel there, and they'd stand there and they'd scratch, and they throw the tickets in the barrel. At night, I would take that barrel when I was ready to close up, and I'd go through them all real quick and look at them, and I'd find winners all the time. Usually like 1, 2, 5, 10, something like that. Every once in a while, a bigger one. I found 100 a few times. I found a couple of 500s. I found $1,000 ticket once.
Wow. You know, and the most I ever won on a scratch off was $2. I went like $2. Johnny is fine people. He just had to take a call from his job. Okay. I heard of people from other countries winning American lottery. You ever hear? I've heard about that, and they don't. And well, from what I understand, if you're from another country and you win the American lottery, you do not pay taxes.
Well,
my understanding,
I've also heard that if you're not a citizen, you can't claim. So I'm not sure how that works.
I've always heard now,
because there was a big scam about that. Remember, where they would trick people. And it was usually in the Hispanic community. This happened a lot, where they'd be like, "Oh, I'm actually from Guatemala, and I can't cash in these numbers, and I won these numbers, but the ticket was fake." And they would find some poor chump to give her a down payment and take the ticket to cash it, and then find out that the ticket was a fake, and they'd lose like thousands of dollars.
There used to be a scam back in the 80s
that
and 90s.
That happened a lot in the 80s and 90s, and it was usually a scam. Like I said, not trying to be funny, it was usually run in the Hispanic community. But yeah, I don't know. I thought there was a rule that they couldn't cash it.
John says he's back, and whatever his wife said about him is a lie. She said that you're great and awesome.
Yeah.
And that you're the best caretaker ever.
And that you're sleepy.
How do you throw away a winning ticket?
I don't know. People, because when they give me 20 of number 7 or whatever, and they miss someone, they're running off so quick, they overlook it. And I've even thought that. And it was a Keno card too. The Keno one was confusing. Well, like there's like 78 dots on it or whatever, and scratching the thing off. And I'm flipping through and I'm looking at it like, that looks like $1,000.
But you can put it underneath that little scan thing.
Not in the 90s.
Oh.
Now you can.
Yeah.
But back then you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and it was a $1,000 ticket. I'm like, holy crap. And like I said, I found a $500 ticket twice. a few hundreds. Mostly it was $1, $2, $5, 10 or 20 occasionally. But yeah, I'd find winners all the time. I was not above pulling that barrel apart in the evening and just seeing if anybody missed something.
Oh my gosh. Ari said, what would we like to see HasLab do that we'll fund in a heartbeat? I don't know. Hasbro. I don't know if I collect anything from Hasbro. What do I collect from Hasbro?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So it ain't nothing I would care
I don't
for
know.
them to do.
I mean, they know what works and what doesn't.
I want them to do that flag so you can get one.
I don't want a classified USS flag.
Why not?
I don't want that. I want the original USS flag.
Whatever.
I don't want the classified flag. After all I went through to get that Terradrome, oh my God. Yeah, I was years looking for a decent Terradrome.
But, well, the cost of a brand new classified flag would probably be the same as a old
vintage one.
Yeah.
See.
Toy Chic. My gambling, unfortunately, is that I open 2 packs of Pokemon cards every day. Bad habit, but keeps me from buying in stores.
Okay. Didn't a Canadian buy a winning ticket in New York City one time? I don't remember. I don't remember. Glaive says around here, lazy people don't even scratch the scratches. They just take scratches. They just take them to the self scanner. Yeah, why bother scratching?
Yeah, you just take it to the scanner. Get that thing under your nail and your fingers black all day.
Oh, there was a guy. There was a cab driver when at Store 24. This was before Christie's, going way back to the late '80s here, and I worked third shift at Store 24, convenience store. And there was a cab driver that used to come in at night, and he reeked of cigars, and his nails were silver, because he would he'd buy 200-300 scratch off tickets at a time.
God!
And he had like rolls of cash, and he'd just sit there, use his fingernails for him. It was just his just caked under there. You had to see it to believe it. And he reeked of cheap cigars too, man. I hate to ride in his cab.
I heard it was over $1 billion, and someone won from another country, and it was on the radio, and I didn't know what to believe.
You never know what to believe if this is the news.
Yeah. I would back a HasLab vintage collection complete.
Mos Eisley Cantina. That would sell. I think that would work if they did a Black Series, not the retro, but a Black Series Mos Eisley. I think that would fly if they did that. That's so iconic, especially if they did a Greedo and Han Solo figure for that, or they have the mercenary who got his arm cut off. I don't think a figure's ever been done of him.
Oh, okay. I thought they did like everything.
They try. They try, but yeah, Mos Eisley Cantina, I think they would pull that off. As far as other figures, shoot, I don't know.
What about the Cobra Rattler? They're doing a Sky Striker.
Yeah, they could do a Rattler.
Yeah,
they could do.
Or you know what I would like them to do? You know that one ship they've never done is a Cobra ship that looked like a big Cobra head, and the mouth opens up and you can fly in. That would be cool.
Their air carrier.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I don't know. I think that would be stupid expensive.
Yeah, well, so is everything else. You're on Toy Chic.
Oh, yeah. Ego, the living planet for Marvel, the size of the HasLab Unicron would be insane. I don't know if they could make that work, though, because how would they articulate it? The real Ego, it's like a face.
No.
It's like a floating face. I don't know how that would work. So I don't know how well that would go. They could do the Tri-Sentinel.
I don't know what that means.
They already did the Sentinel, and everybody's mad about it. But they could have done the Tri-Sentinel. The Tri-Sentinel was created out of when Nimrod's body was taken over, right? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Christoph says, I know a guy who makes minimum wage and would buy more in Pokemon cards than he made in wages in that day. He'd have to explain how money works. We had to explain how money works. It doesn't for some people.
I think I was scammed by the lottery people. I thought I was buying $100 worth of Mega Millions tickets. Turned out I had purchased 1,000
100.
or 100 of Mego Minion tickets instead.
That might still be worth something. Sell it on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Sheet Cobra Night Raven is a must buy, and I don't even
Night
collect that
Raven.
line. Oh, okay. That's the one with
What's the Night Raven?
That's the long black jet. You saw it in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Gilgamesh, they should do a HasLab Stay Puffed. I don't know. A fully articulated, like 15-inch tall or scale Stay Puffed. They might could pull that off. Their Ghostbusters pack did really well.
Oh yeah, the one with the
proton pack.
Yeah, because they had the wands and all of that.
Yeah, the wand being sold separately.
Yeah,
and that's still fully funded. They maxed out all the tiers on that, and it was expensive.
Well, they can do a Slimer and a Stay Puff, or you do the Stay Puff and then you get someone do a Slimer.
Yeah, tear it out, because Lord knows they blew it with that lightsaber. That lightsaber was $500, and they never even got close to the first tier.
Oh wow!
And they dumped the project. That's 2 Star Wars projects in a row that got flushed, because the Rancor failed too. But I think there was too much going on. They had 3 projects at once.
Yeah, they got to space it out more.
I think they should have waited until after the Mandalorian, because he was instrumental in the Mandalorian, the Rancor monster. If they had waited until after that came out, people would have felt it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Mezco Wolverine is awesome with the Sentinel base. Okay.
Oh yeah.
A fool and his money is soon parted. That is true.
Yeah, sometimes the fool ends up with all the damn money too.
Yeah, that's true too.
Wasted says, I love your Inhumanoids collection. I remember seeing that tendril at Toys R Us as a kid. I wanted it so bad. That's a grail of mine. I hope you find one.
You got a tendril?
Yeah, that's that green one on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got most of it. I'm still missing 2. I'm still missing 2 pieces from that collection. The a carded Liquidator and a boxed Decompose. And they're not that easy to come by, those figures.
What do you think about the NECA Ninja Turtle sewer? I saw that connecting diorama. That's a must buy as well. Will it be released in sections? I've seen that. Who's making it? I've seen that recently somewhere.
That does sound familiar.
I've seen it recently. Yeah. I can't remember where, but
we show a lot of stuff on the weekly roundup. It's hard to keep track because there's so much.
I know.
It really is.
And again, it's so many people doing the same thing, and they're doing it all at once. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna work on this while you work on that.
Take a breath.
Yeah, it's everybody's making everything all at once, and it gets kind of overwhelming if you really into that line. And some people they're into everything. So it's like everything is coming out.
Yeah, and let me see.
William has to go.
Sorry. Oh, thanks, William.
Dinner.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining. I wish a company would make a articulated Sleepy Hollow figure. They never made that. Now that's really? A horror collection. We talked about that I think on the last live stream that was never made,
because they make the same ones. How many Jasons do you need?
Yeah,
you know,
Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy. You can only do so much, but it's a lot of horror characters out there that they never make. And I didn't think about that when we talked about it before, but that Sleepy Hollow one on the horse holding that pumpkin in his hand.
Yeah,
that would be a cool one.
The Headless Horseman.
Even if Hot Toys did it, because they do the horses.
I think Mego did that.
Oh, did they?
I think did Mego make one? The new Mego, not the original. Gilgamesh says, I got the NECA Usagi Yojimbo a couple of days ago. He's amazing. I remember Usagi Yojimbo. I like Usagi Yojimbo.
Raccoon Eyes say think McFarlane did.
Yeah, his are more like statues, though. It's a lot of detail, but you can't really pose a lot of that stuff.
Let's see. One of my grails I want is a original Baron something.
Where are you?
Right here.
Oh, one of my grails, I want an original Baron Karza and Andromeda. Oh, okay.
I didn't like that show, Andromeda.
I don't think not the show. He's not talking about the show.
No.
And Master says he's got module cases for all the NECAs. Okay.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Those module cases are nice. They got one on it's not a module case, but it's like a 1/6 scale case, and it has the built-in lights and all of that, and you can snap it together. It's on
Yeah,
Amazon.
it's tight though.
Yeah, you ain't gonna have a lot of moving around space, but the module cases look good. I looked at that, and if you got a lot of them, they look real good.
Yeah. And Kaiser said he stopped watching the roundups because his brain is overloaded and he doesn't have enough money. I'll just watch it to hear me pick on the companies because I call them out. I do.
Wasted years. I like the classified line, but the way Hasbro is handling it has made me stay away from it.
I gave up because I was getting them, and then
Mm-hmm.
I stopped because I was pissed off between the convention exclusives and the Cobra Island stuff at Target. I couldn't
Yeah,
get anything, and I was like, you know what, I'm done.
yeah,
And now I would be so far behind. It's not worth it to me
yeah. You would have
to
to
continue.
go on eBay to find the stuff that you don't have.
Yeah, I'm probably missing like 30 figures, and it's like I'm not doing that. And they have, and I've talked about it before. They've got designs for figures for the next 3 years of
Oh,
drops.
oh wow.
Hasbro's already said that. They've shown some sketches for a few of them, but they say, yeah, we already got designs 3 years out. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but then
I'll
they come. Oh,
I'll
sorry.
just stick with these. You know.
But then they got so much coming out in a year, so it's not like, okay, we'll put out 10 figures a year. They put out like 20 figures a year or 30 figures a year. They put out so much in 1 year. It's like, for 3 years, how many stuff are they going to put up? Like 90? Why are you doing that?
Is she trying to be friendly?
I guess. McFarlane made Sleepy Hollow figures
Okay.
years ago
Back
for
in
the movie.
90s. Yeah.
They did that movie so many times, and it's weird because it's only like a little short poem, but then you get a 2-hour movie out of it. And it's
Yeah,
weird.
I know. Christoph, yeah, imagine the Fantastic Four. Yeah, the one that breaks off into 4 sections.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Biz made one, but yeah, a full size like Legends scale with all 4 figures. That'd be interesting, to say the
Okay.
least.
And Paul said most of his stuff is horror, and Mego did the Headless Horseman.
I thought they did.
So did McFarlane.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny wants to know what's the very first wrestler you remember when you first saw wrestling as a child, and his was Baron von Raschke, the Brain Claw.
The first one I can remember is Andre the Giant, but I know I watched wrestling before that. I was watching it before, but the first one I can remember by name is Andre the Giant. But I remember watching it early in the 80s when it was on like UHF, and it wasn't that big of a deal, and it wasn't a big crowd, and you didn't have all that flashing lights and all of that.
Yeah, one of the earliest ones I remember is actually Sergeant Slaughter.
Sergeant Slaughter?
Yeah.
Well, he was wrestling before WWF or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was around for a long time. But I remember Sergeant Slaughter. I remember there was another guy. It might be who you're talking about. Did he wear a black mask? His guy had a black mask on, and he did the claw thing too, and I can't think of his name.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't a big name, I don't think, wrestler.
I always wanted to go to the wrestling match because they would show it, and it would be in one of the cities, but it was kind of far out. My parents never took us, but I used to watch it, and they would always come to town, and I always wanted to go. So in my life, I've been to one wrestling match, wrestling show or whatever you call it, one time. Okay. And it was fun, but it is different when you go because you don't have the commentators there.
The commentary really helps.
Yeah, and they making jokes, and they talking about what's going on. They have their little banter, because when I was watching, it was Jerry Lawler and whoever he was with, and they would go back and forth with each other and talk about the matches.
Jesse Ventura or somebody.
Mm-hmm. So it kept you like in the loop. But then when you go, you don't have that, and then you're sitting there like, what's going on? If you can't see well. So
yeah,
I kind of like it on TV.
Toy Chic says, what are your must-buy Hot Toys or Mondo? Hot Toys, Michelle Pfeiffer, aka best Catwoman, would be for me. And Michelle Pfeiffer was Catwoman in Batman 2 with...
I saw it.
Yeah. She remembers
I do remember.
I
Because
I
she had looked
tease.
ridiculous with those 10-inch high heels that she
Yeah.
couldn't walk
At
in.
least she didn't really do anything.
No.
Because these other ones, they got them doing like triple backflips and like drop kicking people and stuff. And it's like, no, you ain't not going 5 steps in those heels like that, honey. But
I want a Hot Toys. I know, Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which they've never come
done.
out with, and I don't understand why, but they haven't come out with him. I would also like the that guy that's doing it now. The Batman. Him. What's his name? The guy doing it now.
The modern Batman.
Yeah, that guy.
I can't think of his name.
Patterson. Pete
Patson.
Patson, whatever his name is. I like his. I think they did make a Hot Toys of him, and it was too expensive, so I just turned away. It was
expensive. Yeah, she likes that one. And for me, it would be Batman again. But I want the '66 Batman and Robin, the Adam West and.
Didn't they do a Hot Toys of that?
Yes, they did. Oh. They did make those, and that's. But I couldn't get them at the time, and they're expensive. Mm-hmm. But Hot Toys that already exist, I would think you would want the Keaton Batman and the Nicholson Joker.
I do, and they cost too much. I would have to win the lottery to buy it.
Well, we just missed our opportunity.
I know.
Out of Sight said he meant the Disney Headless Horseman. Oh, Wasted says George the Animal Steel with the green tongue eating the turnbuckle. Oh, I remember him.
I remember him.
He was amazing. He was hilarious. Because he got that persona by accident. Mm-hmm. I saw him in an interview, and he said that basically they put him out there because we were saying earlier when they used to put him on the live mic, they just say whatever the hell off the top of their head. So they stuck him with a mic and said, go out there and do something. And he didn't know what to do. So he just went out there, and just grunted and groaned and whatever, and acted like he was an ape man. And then apparently that worked really well because they got a lot of really positive feedback about when he did that. And he was like, really? And they're like, yeah, keep doing that. That works great. And the green tongue was because he used to take shots in the back, but didn't want them to know he was drinking. So he would rinse his mouth out with like with some cough syrup or something afterwards, and it stained his tongue. And they thought that it was part of the act. So he was like, oh, okay. And he just kept doing it. He kept everything he did, he just fell into. It was hilarious.
Lawler was the best. Him and Jim Cornette are so funny.
Yeah.
And Gilgamesh wants to know, do you know of any Leprechaun figures from the horror movie?
I'm not sure.
I don't think I ever saw Leprechaun.
Leprechaun, yeah.
I don't think so. But those are, again,
there's like more 8 of them.
Really? They made that
so,
many?
Yeah. Am I wrong? They kept going with that.
Didn't they do a troll too? Trolls, the movie.
Yeah,
Trolls.
There's
Didn't
a
they
troll,
do that?
not based on the dolls, but yeah. There was
I know, but it's like some kind of deformed little creature.
Oh, Akram wants to know what vintage shows do you guys have in the current rotation? Anything good?
Yeah, we got some good. Let me see. Mondays, we're still on Gunsmoke. I think we're going to be on Gunsmoke for the next couple of years. Also
20 seasons.
Yeah. Also on Mondays, we're watching Upstairs, Downstairs.
The original 70s version.
From the 70s. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen it, it's a very good show. It's a good show to watch that talks about the interaction with class interaction. They really address it well, and you can apply it to life today.
Because most period dramas are very romanticized.
Like Downton Abbey.
Upstairs, Downstairs is not romanticized at all. Not at all.
Yeah, and they really hit the classism well. Yeah. And again, you can apply it to your life. So on Tuesdays, we just now started watching Planet of the Apes, the TV show.
The live action from 74.
And we're watching Falcon's Crest.
Yeah.
And on Wednesdays, we watch Dukes of Hazzard and Alf.
Yeah, we just started Alf.
Yeah.
Which is, when I was a kid, I didn't care for it because I guess I didn't understand it. But it's actually a lot of adult humor. Alf.
Yeah, Alf is funny. He gets annoying though, but he is funny in the interaction with the family. On Thursdays, we're watching G.I. Joe and Batman the Animated Series. Yeah. Friday, it's We just started a new show. You just started putting it on because you didn't like Dick Tracy.
Yeah, I had the '60s Dick Tracy, but it was too kiddish.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching the Bullwinkle,
Bullwinkle
and we just
and
started the '70s Super Friends.
oh, Super Friends,
which is surprisingly well drawn,
mm-hmm.
and the plots are really dumb, but they are funny.
Mm-hmm.
That show is really funny.
On Saturdays we watch one of the animated DC films,
yeah,
which could be Batman, Justice League, Superman,
whatever.
The Flash, not the Flash, but the
Mhm.
thing called Green Lantern. Any one of them that we have, I kind of got it in an order.
Yeah.
And then we watch it in order. So we watch one of those on Saturdays. Dallas, In the Heat of the Night, a show on Amazon called Night Sky, which is pretty good.
It's a
Some of
modern
those
show.
Amazon shows aren't bad.
Columbo.
Columbo we watch, and Highway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't binge, so
No.
we're watching like one episode.
Yeah.
Usually.
If it's a 30-minute show, we watch 2 episodes. Yeah. If it's an hour show, we only watch 1 episode.
Yeah, we just finished the '80s Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah, we just finished that, and the Defenders of the Earth we watch like every night because we just watch it.
Filler.
Yeah, as a filler before bedtime. But we just finished that, so now we're watching Flash Gordon, and I kind of want to put that on a weekly rotation because it's so good.
It is really good. It's surprisingly good. I hardly remember it from when I was a kid.
We like to put cheesy shows or stupid shows in the fillers to watch like nightly while you're getting ready for bed or something like that. But we were watching that, so. But somebody, RA, I remember watching Logan's Run TV series on Tubi. We were watching that. Oh, that was a painful one to watch.
Which one?
Logan's Run, the TV show.
Oh, the show. Yeah, it started off. I mean, you can see what they're trying to do with it.
Yeah.
But just how dopey the characters are. Although Rem holds it together.
Yeah, but that girl, because Logan got himself together kind of quick.
He figured it out. The girl still doesn't get it. I've got to find sanctuary.
Yeah.
And they're like, both of them, Rem is pretty much like, I don't want to spoil alert for you, though. I don't want to spoil it for you if you're going to watch it. He might care. I don't want to ruin it for you. Oh. But he's like, honey, there ain't no sanctuary. and finally Logan gets it after a while that sanctuary is a state of mind. It's not an actual place. She never gets it. She never. John McJunkin question: why didn't GoBots ever catch on with fans like the Transformers? And GoBots, Tonka was ahead of the curve on that too. They had the figures and the show out before Transformers. They got ahead of Transformers, but Transformers have better marketing.
Shiny Hunter said just found a Voltron 10-inch blazing sword part
dumpster diving.
Wow.
You're jumping in the trash?
David, do it.
I'm not mad at you. I mean, hey, if you see something in there,
you can use, go get it.
I'm not mad at you. Gilgamesh says there are 8 Leprechaun movies, but honestly, half of them are garbage.
Only half.
Johnny wants to know if we listen to or watch the Stone Cold Austin podcast. No, I've seen it, but I don't watch that. I've never heard of Upstairs Downstairs. Sounds interesting. When did that come out? It was like 72 or 73 or something.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
If
you can find it.
Yeah, if you put it on YouTube, go to YouTube, they got the thing and you can watch it. But make sure it's the 70s one because they did come up with another
modern one. It's very different.
I think in the 90s. I think in the 90s. And that one isn't bad, but it's not the same. They start romanticizing it. But this one from the 70s.
It starts off a little slow, but then you really get a feel for it, for the difference. And even the title of the show, it alludes to it because upstairs, downstairs. Why? Because we're up here and you're down there. You work downstairs in the kitchen. You go up the back stairs. If you want to go in and out, you go in and out the side door. We don't want to see you. We don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
They have the thing where, like, for an example, the class differential is really heavily emphasized. Like the when they're having the party. There's once a year they throw a party for the servants to show how how grateful they are for the servants. Oh, we're doing this for the servants because we just love our servants and they're so great. But there's one servant and they're really oppressing, and she ends up committing suicide. Remember?
Yeah.
And they went on with the party and didn't tell anybody, and had the body carried out the side door so as not to be embarrassed. But you're talking about how great the servants are, and you're doing this for them. This girl's dead because of you, and she's just an embarrassment to you.
But not only that, they're having a party for the servants, but the servants got to serve at the party.
Yeah.
and the servants don't want to go. They're making them go.
Yeah, it's by force.
Yeah.
Kind of like a holiday in real life. Oh, you have to celebrate this holiday. I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's just to give you an idea, but it's really interesting.
Let's see. Ron says, I finally got the Keaton hot tube. Wow.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that at the last live stream, didn't you?
Cost me a secret.
Secret Wars number 8. Oh, I don't know if I don't blame you, though. I get it. Both of those are desirable. The Secret Wars 8 for the obvious reasons. And
man,
that original Keaton Batman is
I know. Decent. Yeah. Like I said, it's some things out there that I want. And I always say, if I win a lottery, I'll get it. But outside of winning a lottery, it'll just be on that Grail list. And the Keaton Batman, because and also the Christian Bale one with the armory, because they have one with him and Alfred standing in front of the armory.
Oh yeah.
I like that one. I like that one also. But yeah,
Christoph says he likes the Heat of the Night.
In the Heat of the Night,
a couple of the characters,
he hates In the Heat of the Night.
It's okay, but I mean, a couple of the characters are annoying. They're whiny, and it's just like, oh, shut up, you know. But anyways, Wasted says, what were those 80s robot toys with a suction cup and spring-like bottom? I think that's RoboForce. Try looking up RoboForce. Where are we here? Oh, what do I think of the 66 McFarlane Batman figures? They look okay, but I'm not really into McFarlane like all that.
Yeah, so I don't have any. Like
oh, we're getting that already?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since any of those popped up.
Yeah, so.
Ooh-wee.
Okay. David,
what about the Peanuts Ultimate line?
They have that, don't they?
Yeah, they've got the come on, kitty. Not Ultimates, but they did like reaction figures, and then they did those jumbo-sized ones.
Oh yeah, because they did like the big old Snoopy and another one, the bird, right? Woodstock,
Snoopy Woodstock, and Charlie and stuff. I like those. They're too expensive. They're way too expensive. I mean, I could get the original 60s United Features Syndicate Pocket Pals action figures for less than I could get the Super 7s. And actually, those are on my radar if I can find them in decent condition. I would love to have those. But I don't know if I would want to pay $55 a piece for Ultimates of those. But it would be nice. I'm a big fan of Peanuts, and it's one of those franchises it's got 2 feet in the grave. 2 feet and an arm. Like so many of those franchises that are just hanging by a thread. People our age barely remember them, like Popeye.
Yeah.
Mezco makes Popeye, and Boss Fight Studios, I think, makes Popeye. But who else knows who Popeye is anymore? And if they did bring it back, they'd screw it up.
They would.
So why bother? Just let the franchise die, unfortunately. Tintin, there's a lot of them. Raggedy Ann.
Yeah. Care Bears. They did come up with a new Care Bears. And a new Strawberry Shortcake.
Kind of, sort of try to bring it back for and it's only nostalgia people that are interested.
But then it's all like too bright and loud, and because
the new ones look like, when I saw the new Care Bears, I know what you're talking about now. When I saw those in Target, I thought they were counterfeits.
It does, but I'm talking about even the cartoon, because I tried to watch it at work with this one girl. I figured she'll like it. But I got annoyed. I had to turn that thing off because it was just so loud and bright. And I mean, as a kid, that one, it was bright, but it didn't seem like neon bright. And it wasn't all loud. So I just was like, we can't watch this. You gotta watch something else.
Christoph says the chief from Heat of the Night was a good actor. Carol O'Connor.
Yeah,
he was good.
He was Archie Bunker.
That's correct, and he was in films as well.
I don't think I ever seen him in a movie.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did.
Kelly's Heroes.
Did I see
with
Kelly
Clint Eastwood, the soldier in the gold?
Oof.
Yeah, he was the general.
Okay. Vince McMahon retired, and I wonder what will happen with his daughter.
I don't know. He'll pull strings from behind the curtain. Yeah, he'll be the wizard.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier because they set it up for the daughter and the son. I can never remember. Shane is the son, Shane McMahon. They had it set up for the both of them to take over once they die or retire or whatever. But I don't know, because the way they play it on the show, they look like fools on the show. So, I mean, granted, it's a show and it's all scripted and all of that, but who knows?
Somebody was asking, did they ever make G1 3-inch Transformers? I forget who it was, but I remember seeing the comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
It's the little ones, and they came on a card.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the original Bumblebee and stuff. The vehicle was only about so big.
Mm-hmm.
And when you transformed it, it was probably about close to the height of a G.I. Joe.
Okay.
Those are real expensive on the cards.
Ron says he loved watching Quantum Leap.
I remember that show.
Forever Night. I can't see no more.
Silk Stockings. They were all Tuesday night on USA Network in the early 90s. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And RA says, praying Marvel does a Micronauts movie or a Disney Plus series, especially since Bug was a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I remember the original Micronauts. I used to have a lot of them from Mego, the original Mego Micronauts. Oh, okay. We're catching up here after all those stupid bots blocking everything up. Occam says it is RoboForce. David's right. A third party is bringing them back with a modern look. Yeah, I think they are. I like the original RoboForce. Again, I'd rather have the original ones than a modern remake.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Chic, they have reactions, which I feel David is going to want later in life. The card backs are cool. The card backs look good, but I don't care for the figures. And I don't know, maybe, you never know. Tastes change.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, right now, I'm just not feeling the reactions, and I'd rather concentrate on vintage stuff for my own personal collection.
No, we don't collect Hot Wheels at all.
Toy Chic says, Linus with 2 blankets, 1 cloth, mixed media, and 1 plastic. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Or do we collect any Hot Wheels? Not really.
I said
she has some, but I don't. Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah, I said, he asked, do you collect Hot Wheels? We don't. I have like 2 or 3, but not like a million of them like some people.
Gilgamesh, what's the name of the company that makes the Care Bear action figures? Originally,
Kenner.
Originally it was Kenner.
I don't know who makes it now. Probably Hasbro.
There was another company that manufactured them just before Kenner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what was the name of it? When it was being sold in like Hallmark stores and stuff. There's 2. When you see the actual like Kenner Care Bears, and I think the way that you can tell is if you touch them, the Kenner ones are actually softer, but they look identical. But there was another Carlton Cards did it just before Kenner, just a hair before Kenner. I don't think there's really a price difference between the 2.
In Canada, the reaction figures are $30 each.
You see my point? I don't want to bother. Johnny says, I noticed in one Target store they put the collectibles in with the toy aisle. I wonder if that's the direction they're going now, putting them with the toy. Well, they tried that with the whole adult collectors section.
In our Target, they still got it in the TV aisle.
Yes, in the electronics.
And then
if you can even call it that, media, I guess, because none of it's electronics anymore.
They got some TVs.
Yeah, but none of that is solid state, and that's what electronics refers to technically.
No, well, Kelly's Heroes was fantastic movie. Isn't that the one where they found all that gold and stuff, and Donald Sutherland drove the tank?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what he says here. Donald Sutherland is oddball. Carol O'Connor.
He was funny.
Carol O'Connor was the general.
Okay.
In that, it was like screaming and yelling because not enough's getting done, and then he picks up the transmissions. Why are these guys 40 miles behind enemy lines, and you guys are here on your butts?
Yeah, I don't remember all that, but I do remember the movie. That's who it was. Okay. Did you guys hear Amazon is making a Conan? Wow.
I hope it's better than the horrible TV series they did before. Which TV
Mhm.
series? The cartoon? There was a cartoon in the early 90s, and
It's on Tubi.
I think Mattel made action figures for it, and they're like 9 inches tall.
Amazon does okay with some of their shows now. Some of their shows, like when they did Reacher was good. Night Sky is good. We got Terminal List on the that we're gonna start watching because we're almost done with Night Sky. And I heard Terminal List was good.
Mm-hmm.
They also did that other one with the guy. He's in Terminal List. That alien movie where they went to the future war. I thought that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They do good with some, but I know they're getting a lot of flack for that Lord of the Rings that they do. A lot of people not liking that. And then they did another one we tried to watch. I think it's called Wheel in Time, something about some time, but it's all woman heavy. Them women Amazon or something. They doing something weird and they killing up the men and all kinds of stuff. We watched like a half of the episode and I was like,
got bored to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, Land of the Lost, the original live action Land of the Lost was great, especially, well, obviously the first 2 seasons. The third season, they kind of blew it. The stories weren't bad, but when they swapped the dad out, they kind of blew it. And it's really the only Sid and Marty Krofft production that was presented as a drama as opposed to being comedy. And that's probably why everybody remembers it so well.
Goodness, okay.
And Toy Chic. John is saying it's funny when Walmart has more records than CDs. Yeah, they even sell CDs anymore.
No, I don't think so.
In the Walmart.
No.
But yeah, the vinyl records, a small section of vinyl.
But they got a lot crammed in there. But boy, they're $30 a piece.
Yeah.
That's a lot, it seems like.
No, RA says the live action one. I have not seen that. And Toy Chic wants to know what's your favorite action figure. GITD is the all-time best, but I love the sparking toys of old, aka Motu, Sauron, or Godzilla. You like the old like the tin type toys or friction?
What's GITD mean? Gotta have it?
No.
Oh.
I know what that is. I can't think.
Tell us what that means, please.
I can't think.
I'm talking to him. He wrote it down, so he must know what it means. My Target has split their collector section in half. Part at the front of the store.
Yeah, so
keep people from stealing.
Yeah.
Part in the back. And then the actual toy department.
Glow in the dark, of course.
Oh, glow in the dark.
I couldn't put my finger on it.
I know.
Oh, glow in the dark. Hey, I'm not mad at you. I like the obviously I like the Mattel Shogun Warriors. I like these are some of my favorites here. The Remco McDonald's, the Mattel Suckermans right here. I like the Shindana stuff, the Shindana toys, action figures, which are getting harder to find. A lot of my favorite stuff's like right here. It's hard to really pin down.
Yeah, because you like them all for different reasons.
Yeah, really. Something different about each of it attracted you to it. There's no like perfect thing, you know.
Yeah. The front of Target is all collectible cards. That's how it is in our Target. Like off on the side by the cash registers, they have that big wall of cards and
it's the adults that are the problem.
They're the ones stealing all the cards. We saw that video with them running in the Walmart, beating people up.
When the new Pokemon cards came out, Walmart had to put a limit on the purchase of them. It said they'll be behind the counter now. There were videos of full-grown heavyweights, like 50-year-old heavyweights, waddling through the aisle, pushing each other and fighting. Really, and they don't collect them. I guarantee you, they're trying to sell the stuff.
Oh yeah. Supposedly, Amazon is doing all of the Robert E. Howard characters.
Okay.
Like Cole and Solomon Kane.
Okay, that'd be interesting if they do it right.
Yeah, hopefully they keep it like true to its to the source and not do all weird
Toy
stuff.
Chic says the original that Conan cartoon's worth checking out. I remember watching it with Toby, actually. My oldest, but I don't remember it very well.
And we were trying to find a Tarzan cartoon, but that's not
the 1974.
Rome Ross.
Hey Rome.
But you got to pay to watch that. But the Conan is on Tubi, so I'll put it in our
sure
watch list so we
John
can watch
says Alien Nation was another show ahead of it. Yeah, it was.
We watched Alien. Isn't that the one with No, that wasn't it.
No, we didn't watch Alien Nation.
No, we was watching that other one where the aliens came and then they were all androgynous and real white and they talked in that weird talk and they killed off the main character in the first season. What was that called? I know
the one you're talking about. It was a Gene Roddenberry production.
Yeah, we watched that one.
Yeah,
but I've seen Alien Nation though. Like
yeah.
Because it came out in the 90s. I remember it was
a movie
TV.
And then it was a TV show.
Earth Final Conflict. That's it.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. D-Dan or whatever the name.
And John said that the TV show V ever put out action figures.
You got one.
Yeah, it's right there.
You see it from here?
Yeah, you can see it from here, but I'll get it. And they only ever made LJN made a 12-inch figure, which is this one.
They only made the one?
Yeah, and that's the mask is actually Martin from the show. You remember Martin? He was the collaborator. And in Argentina, they made the small figures that looked like the figures that the kid was playing with in the show, in the original miniseries. Remember, the kid was playing, I've got the, visitor. They made those real cheesy and really hard to find at all. And especially in halfway decent condition. But yeah, this is the official one that was made for the U.S. market, and they cheated with this body because this body is the same one they used for Michael Jackson, MC Hammer.
Oh wow!
You see how his hand is? It's because he's supposed to be holding a microphone. That's why his elbow is bent. That's why his elbow is bent like that with the hole in it. See?
Oh
so
my
he can
God!
Hold the mic. Except they gave him this pistol that doesn't even fit in his hand. You can't really see it back. There it is. It doesn't hardly fit in his hand properly.
Occam's Razor says that Target stopped selling cards for a while because somebody got shot. I know you guys gave up on the Walking Dead, but they're bringing Rick, and I saw that.
They're supposed to be making like a 6 or an 8 hour miniseries thing to explain him.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Yeah.
I saw that on the Comic-Con panel talk that they're both supposed to come back, but I thought Michonne got killed, so they must be going to show her, show them doing something. I don't know.
Yeah, Raccoon like Hot the Alien Nation too.
Oh, okay. Hot Wheels have Motu Scoot. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
the Simpsons car. They do a lot of vehicles for action figures that didn't have that kind of vehicle.
You know what I want? I want the old Mattel. Was it Mattel made those? I think Mattel did make those. The scopes. It was in the 70s, and it was a van, and it had like Captain America or Hulk or something on it, and it was a little magnifying glass in the back window, and you look inside the back of the van, and it had a scene in there.
Okay.
That you could you could see into, like you were looking into the van, and there's Captain America standing there in the van or something like that. I remember those. I'd love to get a set of those again. I had them a long, long time ago.
Stone Sour said he didn't realize Nicole Nichols and that guy had the first interracial Nichelle.
The first official one.
Interracial.
And William Shatner. It was the first official one. I think it had been done previously
on a soap opera, I think.
Yeah, but they didn't count that because it wasn't prime-time television. So the first prime-time television interracial kiss. Yes.
Alien Nation was great. I would love some figures of that show.
If anybody remembers it now that isn't our age.
Yeah. Did you guys see the new movie trailer, Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
No. It came on, but it was on YouTube, and then you can hit skip, We skipped it. Pretty cool. You're going to be disappointed in me.
Too late, Johnny.
I
No.
saw for the first time Saturday Night Fever. Oh, I didn't like Saturday Night Fever. And no, I saw both
Staying
of those.
Alive.
I didn't like either one of those. Last weekend in watching all the movies I haven't seen yet from the 70s and 80s.
It was all right. I liked the movie.
Good.
I liked
they
it.
weren't good.
Toy Chic, Tales from the Crypt cartoon is amazing. I watch all the time. But that had an action figure series too. The Tales from the Crypt cartoon.
I never saw the cartoon. I knew it was a cartoon, but I never saw the cartoon. I used to watch the show.
Oh, okay.
I seen a guy in Canada watch a guy with a duffel bag dump 2 shovels worth of Pokemon cards and walked out.
Occam says Gene Roddenberry also did the Martian Chronicles. No, I think that's Ray Bradbury.
Did you guys see Gene Roddenberry?
And it was a mini series. It was like a 5-part mini. Unless you're talking about a different one, 5-part mini series on ABC in the late 70s or early 80s. I think that was Ray Bradbury.
Yeah, because he had a show like The Twilight Zone. We did see it. It was called
Ray Bradbury's Theater.
Yeah, that's the name. And it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It was similar to The Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone and all of that when it came out in the 80s.
And Occam says the only Hot Wheel type stuff I would get is the Corgi Batman stuff. And Corgi made some fantastic stuff back in the day, but not a high desire to me, but I appreciate them. Those vintage Corgi cars sell for quite a bit. They are because they're larger. Remember you saw the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at one of the shows, which I like that movie actually. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, Occam says it was Ray Bradbury. Okay.
They had so many characters in V, and yet
they only made the one figure.
Yeah,
and it doesn't say that it's Martin, but that's what Martin looked like. He's the only human or only alien human mask on the show that looked like that figure was Martin.
But it's so weird because Martin was only on the show 2 episodes.
No, he was on a bunch of episodes, and then they killed him.
Yeah,
and then they brought him back as his own twin brother, and I'm like, you're wearing a rubber mask. You're twins, so you have to have the same rubber mask. But I mean, how does that work?
They could have made like what her name was, Diana, and the guy,
Diana,
the main guy.
You could get away with making 5 or 6 figures.
Yeah.
Which V's one of those unfortunate ones because the mini series was brilliant.
Yeah.
Then the second miniseries was like, oh, it's all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
And then the
TV
show was crap.
But you saw what happened, and it was just like we were watching The Man from Atlantis. We had to stop watching that because it was
originally a miniseries. It was like 2 or 3.
I think it was 3 miniseries that were like an hour and a half long.
It was a TV movie special on ABC, I think, and it was 2-hour show. So they did 2 or 3 of them, and they were like, wow, people really like this. Let's make it a weekly show. When they made it the weekly show, they blew it.
Yeah.
The plots were terrible.
The plots were awful, and they just started doing some really far-fetched, ridiculous things that you're like, okay, that's too much. And we just got tired of it after a while and quit watching it. But they do that to these shows. They see something and then they want to capitalize on it, but then they have nowhere to go because they wrote it to end.
Yes.
But then it doesn't end because the fans want more, or the producers or whatever want more of it. And you see what
happens when they do that. Sometimes you just need to leave it alone.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to give up.
Because the original V miniseries was a brilliant series, and it was about governments becoming totalitarianistic and enforcing their viewpoints and their way of life on you. And it's between the lines watching the show, and they made a lot of comparisons in the show to Nazi Germany and how they took over. It was like the one Jewish guy, he was like, I've seen this all before. I've seen it all. You guys got to listen to me. And everybody's like, Grandpa, be quiet. But it was really well written and well acted, and then the more they tried to force it, the weirder it got.
Let's see. Michael Ironside couldn't even say V. No, Wasn't Man from Atlantis supposed to be Aquaman, but the
It was
the loss of
Aquaman-ish.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
Aquaman-ish because they never explained, and I guess if they said, okay, we're gonna continue with the show, try to explain where he came from, how he came to be, how did he get lost. I don't know. I don't even think he was lost because he knew where everything was.
Yeah, but
But
he had a problem with his memory.
yeah.
It
So
was
they could have tried to figure that out instead of coming up with all this stupid
yeah.
stories that didn't make any sense, because then he had a twin brother that
In
lived
another
in
dimension.
another dimension, that lived in the desert. But then if he gets out of water for an hour, he starts dying.
Yeah, I know.
But the brother is a cowboy.
It's like every episode was written by somebody different.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say it's silly.
Yeah, it was. It got weird. It was silly, and it had a comic book.
Oh, did it?
Yes, it did. Occam's Razor says if you watch Sequest, I remember Sequest.
No, I never.
I did watch Sequest. It was kind of silly, I thought.
The original Twilight Zone episodes were much more edgier than the spinoffs.
And we've talked about the Twilight Zone a lot because it's still relevant. It still holds up. The cinematography is better than stuff they do now.
Yes, the dialogue.
They made it work with the black and white, and you have to be really good to make black and white work with that kind of camera, those kind of camera techniques. The acting was stellar. The storytelling was great. The worst episode of the Twilight Zone is better than anything they're doing now.
It is,
and that's which was the very last episode.
The very last, with them kids jumping in that pool.
And I think the last episode should have been the Brain Center at Whipple's, which was in the same season, which is probably one of their best shows. But that's why every time they try to bring Twilight Zone back, they don't do as well, or they completely blow it. And this last time they tried to bring it back, they were making a big deal about how people are going to be able to use foul language in it. And I'm like, that's your selling point? Well, not our storytelling will be as good. How about that? Or the acting will be as good?
Yeah.
No. We're going to let people cuss. I don't care.
And we tried watching it. We didn't get through 5 minutes because they did curse up a storm.
A lot. And it's like,
in that little 5-minute block. So we was like, you know what?
Rod Serling is spinning in his grave listening to that crap.
Best Twilight Zone is the guy who survived the nuclear war, sits down and finally, that's the Mr. I got his figure.
Yeah.
Bemis.
Mr. Bemis.
Yeah.
Dropped his glasses.
He had time to read. Got all of the books in order.
Yeah.
So he could sit down and read, drop his glasses and broke them. He couldn't see without the glasses.
Yeah, Raccoon. I like Michael Ironsides. He was in V. He was a good actor.
He
was in Scanners too.
He was also, wasn't he the guy on Wishmaster?
No, that wasn't Ironsides. He was in Total Recall.
He wasn't in the Wishmasters.
No, that was not Ironsides.
Oh, who was that?
I can't remember his name.
Wishes.
The guy with the "What is your wish?"
Yeah, that wasn't Ironside.
That was not Ironside. No, I can't remember who it was, but
anyway, the best Twilight Zone was the one with the devil, and they had him locked up. And that guy, he convinced that guy to let him out, and he was like, "You can get out yourself."
Why can't you just reach it? There's no time for that.
Yeah, he let him out.
Idiot. Oh, one of my favorites is also the one with the Santa.
The Santa reaching in the bag.
The bum, and he was like, "I wish I could, just help these kids just once." And the guy, they thought he had stolen all the stuff. And the guy's reaching in the bag and he's pulling out trash and he pulls out a stray cat and the cat flips out and jumps and he's like, "This is full of garbage."
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good one. I like that. Oh, who is that? Marty, makeup artist, likes your jacket.
Thank you. Yeah, it has patches all over it.
She did that herself.
Yeah, I sewed them on. And it has all kind of patches, so I'm still buying patches.
Vintage patches.
Yeah, vintage patches.
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, Reading Rainbow.
Care Bears.
Dukes of Hazzard and all that. Piggly Wiggly. It doesn't matter. Because I want some, like the gas station and name tags and rock bands, classic rock bands.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. My favorite Twilight Zone is the
Occurrence at Owl Creek. Which one is that? Which one is that?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can wish Funko into the. Oh, no, we don't wish them into the cornfield. That little boy got on my nerve. Now, what they did do in the 80s or the 90s Twilight Zone, they brought him back
as
and the mother.
Yeah.
And he had a daughter, which I don't know how he had a daughter, but he had a daughter, and the daughter had the same ability and wished him into the cornfield to set the town free so they could finally be free. So I like the way they tied that in. They brought him back.
RA says the one where the man is about to be hung. Is it
I remember that one
where the guy is hung off the bridge, or is it the one where because there's 3 with a hanging?
Yeah,
there's the one
true.
where the town went into darkness, and then there's another one where the rope broke.
Yeah,
the magic powder.
Yeah,
and it was a scam, but then the rope really broke.
And then there was the one where I think they were thinking about it. It was like a premonition, and they was going to hang the guy from the bridge.
Yeah, that's the third one.
Okay.
So it's
yeah,
one of
those.
It
was a bunch of them. Mm-hmm.
Where was I here? Oh, I lost my place completely. Oh, yes, Occam scanners when he blows the guy's head up with his mind. Yeah, and back when there was no CGI, and you had to get a special effects technician to figure out a way to make that look real.
Johnny want to know if we've seen Thriller. We have seen Thriller with Boris Karloff.
Yeah, and that also had a comic book.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it in the thing, and also the one with the guy that wrote the Chocolate Factory. We were watching his
Roald Dahl.
Yeah, we were. I can't remember the name of his.
Yeah, he had a show also where he hosted it, and it was like Twilight Zone ish.
Yeah,
which was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But the stories, boy, you watch it and you're like, dude, what are you thinking about? Because you can tell because the writer writes it. And then they have to put some of their thoughts and imagination in it. But some of them was like the guy with the bees, his wife, he got stung by those bees, and I think he turned into a bee or something.
Yeah, it was a couple of weird ones.
Yeah, it was some weird ones.
Oh no. Really he was feeding the royal jelly to the baby.
Oh yeah,
that's what it was.
That.
Yeah.
But that one was good.
Raccoon says, wasn't that Roscoe P. Coltrane scamming the town? No, in that episode, the actor who played Roscoe, he was in a couple of Twilight Zones.
He was in like 2.
He was supposed to be dead, but he wasn't. He came back and he was like, no, I'm not dead, and whatever. And the town was convinced that he was like a ghost. And at the end of it, he was like, well, if you think I'm a ghost, don't you people think you need to leave me the hell alone? Because maybe I'll decide to burn your crops or make your cows dry up, or maybe I'll do this or that. And everybody's like, hey, we were just joking or whatever. They backed off.
And RA said he loved the Night Gallery. There was a show in the late 90s or the early 2000s called Night Visions, hosted by Henry Rollins. I like Henry Rollins. It was like Twilight Zone meets Bradbury. No. Let me write it down.
Yeah, Occam says they don't make movies and shows well anymore because they don't have to.
No, because all they do is they take the idea. Because if you really watch and pay attention to all of the Twilight Zones, and then watch a bunch of the movies or TV shows now, and you can see that idea or that plot. Yeah. If you watch enough of the vintage
shows, you can feel it. And
Night Visions.
There's back when there was only a handful of networks to work with, they could cherry pick whatever they wanted. But now that there's like a million cable stations, they'll take whatever they can freaking get. And what are you going to do?
Universal got a Twilight Zone ride, and my one buddy leaned over and was like, what
are you doing?
I'm trying to read this. He went to the ride.
And we're like, what do you mean you never watched the Twilight Zone? And then we dropped it. Okay. Raw Talk says The Raven with Vincent Price is the best with Peter Lorre. Those two were funny together. Which is the one where he's the Undertaker?
Oh God, that one was funny.
He and
the
Peter
wife.
Lorre is in it too, and him and his wife are constantly bickering, and the insults that he gives to his wife, the things he says to her in that movie are hilarious. It's like, oh my God, dude.
But he has one with Bella, not Bella Lugosi, with Peter Lorre, where they're both like magicians or sorcerers or something, and then they're having a face off.
That was Boris Karloff.
Oh, that was Boris Karloff.
Think, yeah.
I think you're right. I think it was Boris Karloff. Yeah. That one was good too. I don't remember the name.
They did a lot. He did a lot more comedies than people realize.
Yeah, but the one where he was an Undertaker was funny. Yeah. That was a good one.
That was hilarious.
Okay. I really don't make movies and TV shows where they
don't make them the same anymore.
Name one show in the last 15 years that could hold its own with any of the shows discussed here.
Probably
none.
Not. Yeah.
It's some that are okay, that are good. Like I said, Reacher was well done. I would watch that again.
Reacher. But also again, I always feel cheated because when we grew up, a season was like between 24 to 30 episodes.
Yeah. Nowadays, you can put out an episode
6 or 8.
Yeah, 6 or 8
is a season. And how the hell does that work?
Yeah. Except for like Walking Dead, they still managed to crank out at the beginning, they were putting out like 20 episodes, and then they kind of dropped it down to like 15 or something like that, But yeah, when we were growing up, a season was about 26 to 30 episodes. Now they do like a half.
Johnny was talking about the Night Gallery. He said it didn't seem like it had much good stories. It started off all right.
Yeah.
But especially by the time you get to the 3rd season, there's so much like supernatural stuff.
It got real supernatural.
Was getting tiring.
Yeah. It wasn't as good as the Twilight Zone. But I will say I'll watch Night Gallery before Big Bang Theory or some of these other shows that's out there. If I only had two shows to pick, and Night Gallery was one, and then you got 10 modern shows, I would pick Night Gallery.
Yeah. Because that's how it is. John says A Town Called Willoughby was a great Twilight Zone episode. Yeah, that's the one where the guy kept getting off the train.
And we just saw a movie based on that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name, but the guy, he was from the present, and he was on a train, and he got off the train and met a woman and did all of that. Do you guys like Dungeons and Dragons? We were watching the cartoon, but I couldn't tolerate it. It got on my nerve because they didn't tell you what was going on. I don't like shows that don't. If it's a TV series and you got characters on there, I want to know who they are, why they're there, how do they get their abilities, if they got abilities.
You don't know who they are. They just go through the tunnel of love and they end up in another dimension.
Yeah, and then they got abilities. And they say, the dungeon master gave them these abilities, but why did they get sucked in there? What are they supposed to do? They're trying to find their way out. And we saw 2 episodes where they were able to get out and then didn't get out. They decided to stay.
Yeah, and then by comparison, which we just finished watching, Defenders of the Earth, does kind of the same thing, where you just kind of, by the seat of your pants, fall into these characters.
Yeah.
But they fix it with the theme song.
They tell you who each one of them are.
It's kind of like Ninja Turtles theme song. You know who everybody is from the theme song if you're paying attention.
And what their abilities are.
Who they are and what they're about.
Now, Phantom, they did a good job on explaining who he is and where he came from and how he became, because his brother came and then they had to explain all that.
Yeah, they went back to it within the show.
But the rest of them, they just kind of threw it out there. Oh, Lou fell asleep. Still on. Love watching the show. I enjoyed Longmire. Who's that?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Is that Johnny, a TV show?
Yes. Johnny wants to know about the tragedy of the Twilight Zone. Yeah, there was. I think it was a helicopter crash, right?
It was a helicopter crash?
Yeah, a couple of people died during the filming of the actual movie in the 80s.
Oh. The Walking Dead was good now. I just watch it due to the
invested in years.
Yeah, and that's how I felt when we stopped watching it, we were so far in there. I think we stopped at season 7. Well, when Negan was in Alexandria and they were talking to him and he had saved the daughter. We were so far in, it was like, okay, we got this far, and then
we tried to do that, but you just weren't feeling it. Sometimes if you're not feeling it, you're just gonna it'll keep killing the image that you have of it over time. Toy Chic. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Toy Chic, what's your wish superpower? I'm picking Spidey or Psylocke type powers. If you had a superpower, you know what I'd like to do?
What?
I'd like to have the powers of the guy from.
I know what you're saying.
What am I gonna say?
That guy from Storm of the Century.
Storm of the Century.
That he could read minds.
No, it wasn't that he could read minds. It's just that if you confronted him, he automatically knew what your deepest, darkest, dirty secret was. So and that was a Stephen King miniseries. It was written by him as a miniseries.
It was not a book.
Before it was a book.
It wasn't a book
afterwards.
They never made a book.
They didn't make it. I'm sure they made a book.
No, they did not make a book.
Maybe
because I tried to buy it, and all you get is the play book.
Really
interesting. The thing
that's
they didn't make a. That's I think the only one that
was a screenplay.
Yeah, it was a screenplay.
But so people would confront him and say something. It was like, how's that marijuana field going? Or, he'd be like, do you remember what you used to do to that dog? And he just knew. You couldn't lie to this guy or tell him anything. In the world the way it is, I think that would be beneficial. And thank you, Stone Sour.
Thank you, Stone Sour.
Donated $2 to Miss Kitty. Is she here?
Yeah, she was under my foot a second ago.
Prancing around here someplace. Go a long way towards all the pet food and supply. We just had to get medication recently.
Oh yeah, the kittens got sick over the weekend, throwing up all over the place, getting on people's nerves. Got to clean that up all over.
Yeah, pet meds aren't cheap.
Yeah, but we were able to get something from Walmart.
Yeah,
and they fine now. They haven't been sick. But they were real sick. We were worried they wouldn't eat and drink, and they got diarrhea all over the place.
Little.
Yeah. But they fine now. Got them hooked up.
Christoph wants to know if we watched The Talking Dead. No, we never watched that.
No, that used to come on after The Walking Dead. All they do is talk about the show.
And Ron says he likes Cobra Kai is a modern show that I think
we do like that.
Yeah,
we do like that show. Yeah. Give me invisibility. I want to be able to heal people.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I like that. Would be my ability.
And I'll hurt them. I'll hurt them and you can fix them.
I would heal them for free, and I wouldn't tell anybody that I even have the ability.
You know what? You could be like that one guy. I can't remember the name of the movie, but he was the one where he had the X-ray vision, but it kept getting stronger. And he was a doctor. Do you remember?
No.
And they would bring him people. And
that was on what, like a Twilight Zone or Night Gallery or something?
It was a movie, and they made fun of it on like Riff Tracks or something. But he would look at them and tell them what their ailment was. And there was a guy who was charging admission, but he didn't want to take their money. He wanted to do it for free.
Yeah, but I wouldn't tell anybody I had the ability. You go like Alfred to the Chancellor.
Alfred Hitchcock Presents is another really good one.
We watched that, and we haven't finished though, so we got to start over again because they had the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. Then they got Alfred Hitchcock Presents. They had like 3 different ones, but they all got different shows in there.
Gilgamesh says, one of my cats was sick this weekend too. My old kitty, she'll be 18 next month. So I watch out a lot for her. Hey, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
They can live a long time if you take good care of them. Diesel Glaive wants mind control. Here's a good one for the modern era. How about the power that Punisher 2099 had?
What is that?
Cameras couldn't see him.
It's not a power.
Yeah, it is in this day and age with all of the tracking and the facial recognition and stuff. All their facial recognition software in 2099, if it looked at him, all they saw was the Punisher skull over his face, so they could never identify who he was. I think that.
Toy Chic says, if you could heal people, you would be hunted for your talent.
Yeah, no kidding.
like they did several times to Wolverine trying to steal his heal. Oh, Wolverine was able to heal
himself.
Oh yeah,
not other people. He healed fast if he got hurt.
Raw Deal says he would have immortality. I don't think I would want that. Living forever in this time.
Maybe as long as you don't get old, you'd be immortality.
Like a vampire. Like you get bit by a vampire and you just live forever at the age you were bitten.
Glaive wants to be able to go back in time to KB Toy Stores.
We talked about that.
Oh yeah.
If you were able to go back in time, you couldn't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you couldn't bring your mom and dad back together or kill nobody or something like that. All you could do, you could take something or you could go to the store and buy toys. But you couldn't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't change people. You couldn't change history. You could just go to the store, buy some stuff. We would go back to the stores and buy
KB
like a ton
of
KB and Toys R Us or anything like that.
Yeah.
Some places like that, and just buy up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Bunch of toys and you know, maybe some furniture, some clothes, or something, a car, a Mustang. Something
Raw
like
Talk
that.
wants to be trapped in an 80s time loop. I don't blame you. It was a better decade.
He want to be what's that Bill Murray one? Groundhog
Day. In like 1982 or something.
I do like that movie. That was a good
That's
movie.
one of his best films.
Yeah.
Really?
It was. Groundhog Day is a really good you can watch that, and it's a comedy, and I'm not a big fan of too many comedy movies, but that one I can watch. What does he say? I'm a collector. I want the to go back.
Go
okay,
back to KB.
Okay. Yeah.
And Gilgamesh says it was a guy in Mystery Men that could turn invisible, but only when no one was looking at him. Yeah. I remember that.
Did you ever watch Kojak the Night Stalker? No.
Kolchak the Night Stalker. Yes, we did.
We did.
That
it's
was
2
that
films.
Reporter.
Yeah.
The Reporter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw that because it's 2 films. You wouldn't be hunted like...
You'd be hunted like Drew Barrymore in Firestarter if you had any kind of superpower. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And you know what also? If you get Groundhog Day on disc, look at the deleted scenes. Because they had a lot of deleted scenes that tie into the film. Because, you know, he was perfecting everything that he was doing. So they had a scene with him at the bowling alley. And he bowls a perfect 300 and everybody's applauding. And they had a... you see her up there?
She never climb up on the stuff. She's gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
She's gonna knock something down because now she's not gonna be able to get down.
She's afraid. Oh, there she goes.
Okay.
She doesn't like to jump down from too much of a height because of her leg. She's got a deformed leg. It was broken very badly and didn't heal right. And so it's painful for her to jump down from things.
But we let her in here because she doesn't jump up on anything except for the day. I guess she's been down here too long. So she's like, okay, well, let me stretch my legs out and jump on this stuff and rub my big face on things.
They had a deleted scene with him playing pool, and he was like amazing.
LJ.
Oh, LJ, where you been?
Much love.
And they had another scene where he's watching Jeopardy, and he's answering every Jeopardy question at the rooming house, and everybody's all sitting there around him and they're watching him because he's answering everyone. He was like, yeah, Lake Tahoe. And then it's like, what is Lake Tahoe? And they're like, wow, he's amazing. They had a bunch of scenes like that they cut from the film that would have been, you know, a montage of them. That would have been a lot of fun in the film.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, and you have to read the book to know how long, because according to the book, it was 10,000 years.
Really? I thought it was like 100.
No, I think it was 10,000 years in the novel. That's why he could speak all these languages and, you know, whatever.
Edwin says, I want the ability to change my ability anytime I want.
Okay.
I used to they had the show 4400. Where
right.
In time, at different points in time, they kidnapped 4,400 people throughout time.
Just disappeared. Edwin. Yeah, I just realized. Yeah. Where you been, buddy?
they disappeared, and then one day they just all reappeared in Seattle, Washington, but all of them had a different ability. Like one guy, he could read your mind. Another lady, you would talk to her and all of your problems would like kind of like float away. It's like, you could talk to her and get all your stuff off your chest. If somebody could heal, they had all kind of things, and
they had that one woman with the boils. She had blisters, and they would come up on her hands, and she'd try not to scratch them. But if she did, a vapor would come out, and anybody who was within 20 feet would die. You don't remember her?
No, I don't remember that one. But they were all kidnapped by aliens, and they were supposed to come together
and fix
work
something.
They were supposed to work together on Earth to make Earth better. But they didn't know why they didn't even know they were kidnapped. Why? And they didn't know they had an ability until later.
Because when they came back, it was like the next day, and they're like, "What am I doing here?"
Yeah, and I mean, you had people from like the 1800s and current times. And
that black guy was a pilot who went missing in World War II or something.
Yeah. And his ability was he was a companion, and he was a companion to another woman that had the baby. They all had like ability.
They tied in if they allowed themselves to do so.
Yeah, if they had figured it out, they would have all tied in together because they were supposed to. And I thought that was a good show, and it made me think then about abilities. And if you just had all of these different types of abilities, what would it be? And how would you use it? And would you use it for the right reason? Or you'll be like some people nowadays, you got psychics, and then they charge all kind of money for you to tell them your
fortune. If you're psychic, you go to the track. LJ says he's been traveling and
he's
getting ready to move. I think he put some of those. I've seen some of his posts on the Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of traveling. He's been going to different countries.
Oh, I know he went to England. I know George Michael. The last thing I know, he went to George Michael. But that was years ago.
Yeah, that's something else.
I want the power to leave Earth and never return. Where you gonna go?
Someplace else.
And Gilgamesh, like the Beastmaster.
Oh, okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I remember Beastmaster. That was a lame show. It was weird. Gilgamesh says, "I'd like luck powers. The way I'll always be surprised by how good things are happening. Luck,
luck power. I never heard
that. If you're watching, what is the name of that show? I always forget. That is a British comedy show. Luck is a bacteria. Luck is luck. You get sick with luck, and that they give themselves. They had concentrated, and they were giving themselves injections of luck. What was the name of that? God, somebody knows. Red Dwarf.
Okay.
Red Dwarf. It was the luck virus.
What was the other?
Paris, Germany, and Spain. He says.
I've been to Paris and Spain. Paris is nice. I don't know about now. And Spain was really nice. Barcelona is where I went to. Chris says, what was the other Twilight TV shows called? Like Twilight, remember?
There was Friday the 13th, and that was a
TV show.
That was a Canadian show, and it wasn't anything about the movie. It was not a pawn shop. It was an antique shop, and everything that was sold in the antique shop was possessed and had a curse on it. And the guy who was the shop owner and his two detective assistants were trying to track down everything that was sold out of the shop so that they could get it back and lock it up or dispose of it if it couldn't be destroyed.
They had Freddy's Nightmare.
Yeah.
That was one. Tales from the Dark Side, Tales from the Crypt. And I think that was it, right? I'm sure they had a few more. Okay. Where are we? Other shows similar. Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Amazing Stories was one. I used to like that around 85. That wasn't on that long. It seemed like that was on sporadically. We were in Barcelona for a week. Ooh. Okay. Paris for a week. That's a nice long time. In Munich, Germany for 8 days. Wow. The Outer Limits was good. Those are some nice places to go. Yeah, real pretty.
Oh, Christoph says, British comedy show you ever seen Miss Brown's Boys? I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen that one. Tales from the Crypt, of course.
Yeah.
Hank and Edwin. I'm starting to enjoy the Orville third season.
No, I've never seen Orville.
I don't think we've seen Orville. But goodness, sorry some of you came in so late. Although this will be, of course, saved on YouTube, so you can go back and catch up if you would like to. However, we're almost at the 3.5 hour mark, and we probably should go get dinner.
Yeah, and them cats are outside waiting.
Yeah, that's right, because I'm sure they're lining up if I go and check, because they're going to come from out of the woods from all over and line up at the back door waiting for a meal, and I can't help myself.
Yeah,
I got to take care of the babies. So we'll probably be signing off. And thanks everybody for joining us. Remember, we have the giveaway contest, which you can look up the rules for that. It was I put up earlier this week. Yeah, Ockham remembers Red Dwarf.
Okay.
And so the contest, the unboxing of the Mondo Swamp Thing goes up tomorrow. And then after that, another discussion, and I'll be doing more with comic books in the near future.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting a new intro for just comic related stuff. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. I really, really do appreciate it. And we'll go ahead and sign off, and we'll do this again sometime in the near future. Where's the